Alright. Let's see. I guess this is episode 21 of Pokerole. I think it's 21. Blackjack! The Blackjack episode. It's gonna have a card game in it.
Yes.
It might.
I mean, maybe.
Oh man, I'll bet there are casinos in Seaspray.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's something like that. I mean, I bet there's betting for the arena. On the subject of gambling.
There is, if you really feel like doing it.
I mean, I don't know if it'd be official or not. It could be just under the table. There's just some people do it. Some poke do it. Who knows? Theorizing. It's a game theory.
Oh no.
Sarah, we can hear you loud and clear, Kyrio. Yep. Very good.
Yes, Kyrio just said Jack Black got turned into a Pokemon. I don't know. That will be interesting.
That immediately made me think what Pokemon he'd turn into.
Yeah. Oh man.
Obstagoon.
Okay, I could see that. I could see that.
Oh, that needs to happen. Someone email Jack Black.
Yes.
Tell him he needs the
He's probably on Twitter. Go somebody tell him. He seems like the sort of guy that would find that amusing.
Yeah, well, Obstagoon is technically a Kiss reference, so...
I know, but... Still, personality-wise.
Gene Simmons might do that. I feel like Gene Simmons did voice a cartoon before, so he might do it.
Oh no. So, before we get off track for the rest of however many hours we decide to play before Eragon passes out, last time, you all helped out around Mudbury's Ranch. To varying levels of effect. Poor Brooke, managed to... Well, they didn't lose the tooth, but they still lost their tooth. That was loosened previously. So now they have a cool face hole.
They have relocated their tooth.
Yes, it has been liberated.
Liberated. That was the oppression.
Still didn't find out where Mudsdale went, but that's fine. You guys will be coming back that way in like a week or so, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if things go as planned.
Equines are tough. He can handle himself.
Well, Mudbury himself even said that his son would be fine. He's tough.
It's still weird that a donkey turns into a horse. I mean, they're related, sorta. They can breed in real life, so it's fine. Unless I'm completely off base, but I'm pretty sure Mudbury's a donkey and Mudsdale's based on a Clydesdale, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, speaking of equine Pokemon, I think the new Ponyta looks so fucking cool.
Just waiting to see that Rapidash with the rainbow mane.
I should be purple. There we go.
Yes, you should. Otherwise, you can't do anything.
Yes.
But after that, we spent a lot of time on the ranch without meaning to. But after that, we fast-tracked to Seaspray, and you all got a minor introduction to the city.
Mm-hmm. We traveled through the beginning of the city, and we were heading towards a hotel. And we also ran into a rowdy Lucario along the way.
Correct. A Lucario on an Aura skateboard, no less.
Yes. Very radical.
And for anybody that didn't see this, here's our lovely example picture. This is not official or anything, but it's a pretty good representation of Seaspray. I really like this art. I would love to go to a city like this in real life, honestly.
But yes. As of right now, you all are heading, as a group, down the main street towards the beach end of establishments and buildings. And it's definitely a city. It's very evocative to your human sides, but we covered that last time as well.
Yeah.
And I specifically remember that there was some amount of like disappointment and resignation when it came to Brooke. And Ralph in particular was having a moment, I suppose is a good way to put it.
And Tucker feels out of place because he was a farm boy, but he feels out of place, but also kind of awed by it, the size of it. Rocky says new image. We're not even done with the we just finished the recap. All right, new image recap finish new image. Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
All right. While you're grabbing that, so
thank you, Rocky.
As the group makes its way down the main street, there are a lot of city Pokemon, since that's actually an appropriate word.
Wow.
In this area. That they'll wait.
Rad.
Not quite accurate, but close enough.
Yeah, not quite accurate, but
also perspective.
Tony Hawkmod. I don't know.
Close enough. There are Pokemon in the city that'll wave, and as you look around, there's a lot of establishments that you see along the main street. Less so like houses and things. Things like, the equivalents of restaurants, cafes, shops. Even a place that looks like it might be a bookshop or a library. For the more observant, one of the things you can see is that off to the side, behind some buildings, there is a smoke cloud going up, but at the moment, Pangoro and Rise don't pay it much heed. And there are some Magnemite that make their way, crossing the path of the group, heading in that direction as well. But eventually you all finally make it down to Seaside. And the breeze is nice. It is an ocean breeze. It is salty, and in the distance you can see some islands as well, off the coast. And there are Pokemon milling about or playing along the beach. And the group takes a moment to stop. Most of the child Pokemon and the newer pioneers start to sort of wander away a bit before Pangoro has to stop anyone from going too far, holding his arms outstretched. All right, everyone. Please try and stay in a group until we get our lodgings. We are headed to a place called Hotel Aloha.
Hotel Aloha.
Oh god, don't even start.
Regardless of how you happen to pronounce it. We've been guests there for the past several years. So if I ask any of you for some help, please give it if you have the time. Simple courtesy.
Right, so get out of there as quick as possible, got it?
Well, that's one way to do it. Rise purrs, just sort of walking past Ralph, tail swishing. In any case, the hotel is situated close to the tourney grounds. We'll try and get everyone rooms that are on the opposite side of the building, but we can't make any guarantees considering how full the hotel usually gets. Any of you that already have lodgings here in Seaspray are free to go to them now, but please keep in contact, will you? Oh, and any new pioneers that happen to have lodgings here are still required to come to the hotel for their first visit. Nobody seems to object to this.
Nope.
It's your time to shine, Riley.
I beg your pardon.
Objections. Ah, yes.
Brooke seems to really want to jump to the ocean, but he contains himself while Pangoro talks. Barely.
I wonder if I can buy a house.
Yeah, just go buy a shed on the beach. It's all you need.
I mean, yes, it would be more expensive in Seaspray than in Savantown, but yes, that is an option.
I think your current amount of money could afford you a cardboard box in some alley somewhere.
I mean, even if it's a very humble shed, buying part of the beachfront would probably be expensive.
It would be very expensive. None of you can afford
Just buy a boat and live on that. You could just make a
that's not bad
you could just make a platform
really, though.
and you'll live on. I feel like a water
It's
type
true,
could totally
you
do that
could.
if they wanted to.
I mean, technically speaking, for water types, there is housing underwater.
Oh. Brooke will
Guys,
want to
look at this
visit.
private
Brooke will
getaway.
want to visit the underwater subdivision.
Alright, so he's gonna become a Gungan. Okay.
He could if he wanted
Please.
to.
There will be no Gungans here. I
No,
refuse
oh no,
to
Gungans,
do
no,
that for you.
no, not them.
Well, water types are rare on the Plains continent. One thing that Brooke is going to immediately notice, by the way, I almost forgot this, is here in Seaspray, there's just them at the seaside. Because there's actual water. Though most of them are like the waterlocked kind, like Goldeen and Magikarp and Corsola. Well, Corsola isn't waterlocked, but it needs moisture.
Waterlocked and close.
Imagine there'd be some water types around, considering they might be hireable for transportation of goods and such.
Well, that's another thing. If you look down to the group's left, since I like making things more geographically accurate in my head,
Yay!
to the group's left, there is, down the beach, there's a large building, and it's got this very sleek black exterior. It's very different to the other buildings in the area. It's, it looks upscale, is the word I'm looking for. It looks very upscale.
It's very premium.
Yes. It's still a beachfront establishment, and beyond that, there looks to be the docks, which has larger water Pokemon that generally work for transport and/or cargo. Down the other direction, where Pangoro and Rise start to lead the rest of the group, much to many of the child Pokemon's complaints, because they want to play, like, now. Like, right now. They don't want to play later, they want to play now. It's another large building, but it's definitely more fitting to Seaspray's overall aesthetic. It's got a kind of sandstone, pinkish exterior to it, and unfortunately, it is not shaped like a Pokemon. But it's also a hotel, so it's kind of hard to shape a hotel like a Pokemon and have efficient spacing.
Hasn't stopped some
I'm
Pokemon
sure they
in the
could-
previous games, but
It has not, but it may be that it was shaped like a Pokemon previously, and they had to stop doing that going forward in the
I
future.
mean, to be fair, in the previous games, settlements were smaller, more spread out. In this case, this is a dense city. You have to make better use of space.
Correct. And as you approach, it looks like there's a volleyball court of all things on
hell yeah.
On the beach front property that the establishment has.
Volleyball.
Gotta get a volleyball stuck on my metal bits.
Don't break the volleyball. You'll have to pay for it.
Please don't break the volleyball.
They're for-
Also,
they're
I don't
rentals.
think you can. I'm just imagining a poor
yeah.
Voltor being a volleyball.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
It's a
That
living!
sounds like a very dangerous game of volleyball.
What would that be? Russian roulette volleyball?
Oh god.
Hot potato, yeah. Hot potato volleyball.
Oh, yep, that's what it is. As the group enters the hotel, there is a large pink fish-like Pokemon that sort of floats up and comes to greet you. There is a very large sort of... hang on, let me grab the description. It has a large sort of very open, I guess, front desk area, a foyer. Oh god, my vocabulary is failing me now.
Also, while your vocabulary fails, I will just add new song on the locales list. If the players want to add to access Hotel Aloma's music, it's over there.
Yes.
Also, for YouTube, since they're not aware of what I'm doing because I didn't actually announce it, you will see occasionally the title roll of Pokerole when I am selecting new music. I am now hiding that for spoiler reasons. So if you see that, that is what I'm doing. It will be brief.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we have way too much music that could be spoilery.
Yes, so it's a good idea.
Okay, now I get to do the voice.
Do we need a?
I can bring up.
Do we need a model?
We do not for this crap. Sun and Moon.
What's the species? I always forget its name.
Alamolamola.
Alabama. Okay, I did that.
Welcome. My name is Alamolamola, but you can just call me Al. I am one of the proprietors of this fine establishment. How are you this evening? Good evening.
Connected to one of us.
Good evening, Alamolamola. I just told you, Pangoro. Pangoro! I didn't realize that you all were coming so soon. I would have prepared more rooms. Okay, we have guests. The Alamolamola just sort of turns and calls to the front desk. And there's this, mildly disgruntled-looking Krogunk in a suit that starts to trudge out towards the group.
Oh, that's fancy.
Had to check and see if Jack could hear me. Oh, Alamolamola is from Unova? Really?
I mix up gens. I'm slowly finding what I would need. Please wait. Well, you don't have to wait. You can keep going, but yeah.
Isn't Amolamola a fish though? Like an
Oh, maybe it's a Lomamola, but it is supposed to be Alamolamola. I'm just using the real
Chandelier,
name
what is wrong with
because
your graphic? Every single one of these is top down, except Chandelier is just sideways. What? The fuck? Okay.
It's because it's a chandelier.
Stupid Chandeliers. They're so weird. Actually, I really like that Pokemon, but I can't find it.
That's not what I was intending, Furry, but okay.
This is literally all the models, all of them. But that means also that it's hard to find a model sometimes. Is this it? What? That's it. Okay, I couldn't quite tell. It's like again from above, it's hard to tell that's what it is. All right, so I need to go to Gen 5 for Froakie. Right.
No, it's Krogunk.
Oh, oh, fucking.
It's the poison frog.
I'm dumb. Is that also Gen 5? Oh, look.
It might be.
One of the strangest things about... Oh, I guess it's not one of the strangest things. Something I don't understand is why doesn't Love Disc evolve into that thing?
Yeah, I thought it did, but, you know... Okay, let's see. Krogunk is generation...
It may be one of those things that was... It may be one of those things that was intended, but they never did.
Also, unfortunately, you telling me what region it's from does not necessarily mean I remember what generation that is. Sorry.
Sinnoh is Gen
4. I looked it up real fast.
4.
Sadly, I'm bad with region names, too. Or, like, trying to remember which region's which, sometimes. I mean, Kanto Johto, I always remember those, but, you know.
So... By the way, anyone in chat who can tell what I tried to do with these two, you get an internet cookie.
Internet cookie.
It also marks you as old. I already told Charm
Yeah, I already know.
their intended gimmick is.
I remember, though I did remember on my own, I want to say. Where the fuck are you, Krogan? He's here somewhere. There's actually not that many Pokemon. There's only 4 pages for this generation.
Hello, Mola Mola. Wow, okay. Hello, Mola Mola. You do not need to yell. And he rubs his temple with one finger. Welcome to the Hotel Alomo, pioneers.
Oh no.
Hopefully we do not have a repeat of last year.
What the hell happened last year?
Hopefully there won't. Well, just in case, we have invested in a second sighting tank. Especially since there's a tournament coming. There's always a tournament coming. Bro, be nice. Well, it's hard not to be stressed, Aloe. After all, what with the terrorist attacks going on, and the tournament coming, you always know there's a stray shot that's going to come straight through someone's window, and then we get another complaint that we didn't have a high enough barrier. Is there a problem that we need to solve?
And back.
Welcome back. Terrorist attacks? Or questions? Oh, it's really not. We can discuss it later when you're less preoccupied settling in. Are you certain about that? Considering how busy you are. And Pangoro raises an eyebrow. Another group of Pokemon, though this one's substantially smaller, already shuffling into the hotel. I'll take care of it. And Krogunk shuffles off in order to take care of this group briefly. What?
While I was setting things up, I admit I had a little trouble. So, could you recap what they did? So, what was that about the terrorist attacks? I missed a little bit of that. Because Krogan accidentally ate the trash ball, so I had to fix that really fast.
Oh. Krogunk essentially led on that there have been terrorist attacks happening. He didn't elaborate on it, and also was sort of lamenting the fact that a tournament is coming, which usually means there's a stray shot coming from the arena, so their psychic barrier isn't high enough, because usually one stray shot will go through a window and they receive a complaint.
Oops.
Essentially, just general manager sort of complaints.
You know, Ralph's just thinking about where he can get a suit like that.
I'm sure Ralph will be able to ask.
Oh, he's busy right now.
Thank you, Beerus. I actually forgot the command for that.
I suddenly feel like this vacation is going to be more fun than I thought. Rook grins, showing off the gap in his teeth. Wow.
It's curious that you find getting a hole blown in your window to be fun.
Wow.
What do you do in your free time?
For the interest in keeping things short, I understand that you are all must be very tired from your journey. But during the past few weeks, there have been attacks on establishments in Seaspray. The Magnemite and Magnezone are trying to figure out who it is, but all witnesses say they see someone flying off. And the darndest thing is that the explosions leave behind a bunch of grass and vines and flowers. Krogunk sort of shuffles up from behind the group, his hands behind his back. We would suggest... Wow, this voice is hard. We would suggest it's Atropius, but we already know the only one for miles around is with you right now. Hello.
bro.
Yes, hello, Tropius.
Are they related?
No.
Probably not.
Same voice.
So,
I have to do like 6 different voices right now, and some of it's gonna blend together.
dude, yeah, no, I'm just gonna say, Eragon, screw that, because, like, do you realize when I played Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, I voiced literally every fucking single Pokemon in the game, and yeah, some of the voices blended together. It happens sometimes.
It's okay. Hey, fun just means not boring, right?
Mhm.
Brooke shrugs. Though, considering the lack of flying grass types, it could be those shaman on the island. Karaoke, how dare you! Those innocent little things, they're just helping the environment. I'm not saying it's necessarily them, but there could be some other mastermind or something. The Crow Grunt just sort of looks around, spying the young Pokemon as well as many of the new pioneers as he stutters for flustered by Alamolomola's exclamation. This seems like a discussion for another time. Wouldn't you say, Pangoro? After all, you aren't here to conduct an investigation. Though I'm sure Magnus would appreciate the assistance. We'll talk about it later. How about tomorrow? Oh, open up my schedule. Hello, dear. Hello, Brokey. Hello. Would you be so kind as to do the introductory speech while I lead everyone else to their suites? Oh, of course. How much I love introducing new guests to the hotel. Alright, everyone. Those of you who have already visited, follow Krogan. Everyone else, stay here until Alamolamola. Hello. Until Aloe can take you to your room. Once you have your room keys, you're all set for the day. You'll be free to do as you please, but just be back before sundown if you are a youngster. And he turns his eyes to some of the younger Pokemon that don't exactly have parents or guardians with them that he is, of course, responsible for as club leader. And again, if you have a residence here in Seaspray, all we ask is that you remain in contact for the duration of the vacation. Oh, and you four. Pangoro wheels around and specifically looks at Team Cheer.
Which is very funny.
As soon as you all get your room keys, assuming you don't all get the same room, I'll need you all to come with me.
Oh, of course.
You think you're what, but
Relax, I'm not going to take up too much of your time.
You could take up more of his time if you want.
Joey, I hope it's not work.
It's... I don't know, Ralph. You might actually like this one. Anyway, everyone who isn't new or a first-time pioneer, he has to sort of pause as he realizes that you guys are probably the only first-time pioneers and newbies to this vacation. Please stay here until Alan helps you. And then he begins to shuffle off. Rise just sort of rolls his eyes and slinks off to wherever, because of course he does. Okay, everybody. Welcome to the Hotel Alone. As I said before, my name is Aloe. If you need any assistance, you can just ask any of our staff here, or you can call for Croaky or myself by name. I know Croaky's a bit of a grump sometimes, but if you call for him, he'll come. Now, we have an arrangement of rooms, but what's especially pertinent for those of you who are new to Seaspray and the hotel alone is that there is to be no fighting on hotel grounds. If you want to fight, go sign up for attorney at the tourney grounds nearby. If you have a complaint, bring it to one of us, and we will be sure to rectify the situation as quickly as possible. Now, if you're wanting for some extra poke, you can always ask one of the staff or one of us if we need something done around the hotel, and we will be happy to have your assistance. Now, when you get your room keys, please don't lose them. Because unfortunately, we don't have replacements until the left key comes back from their vacation. Which means we're going to have to find someone else to pick the lock on your door for you to get your things back. Other than that, please have fun and enjoy our facilities. We do have an assortment of rooms and suites, of which most of you should be getting suites if we have the room.
Oh, I love sweet. I love sweet. What kind of sweets you got?
Oh god.
Hang on, let me look at this.
I have to say, the Froakie looks really good. I really like that suit. He looks like he does look
That's
like
actually really nice.
He looks perfect for perfectly a hotel. Yeah, greeter. Like he looks like it for a nice hotel. Also, this bike. Wow.
Is that supposed to be Mr. Toad?
Oh my gosh! Wait, Rocky, was that? I know what you mean by Mr. Toad. Anybody who doesn't,
the fact that you know Mr. Toad, that makes me happy. But that's not who it's supposed to be.
no, but the fact you know Mr. Toad is kind of amazing. Anybody who doesn't know what that is, look up Mr. Toad. It's part of an old book series. There's also a show. It's really great. Just go watch it. I recommend it.
It is really great.
God, that feels like ages ago now.
Oh, it's very old, but it's very good.
Oh, I'm old.
Now, since you all are part of the Pioneer Club and you are on your annual vacation, we will be providing a breakfast to your rooms every morning. Now, mind you, it's not exactly a feast, but hopefully you find it to your liking. We also have food cards at the front desk if you have things that you can or cannot have to eat.
Please report your peanut allergies.
Shit, do any of us have any allergies?
Please report your oranberry allergies.
I'm allergic to Ralph.
Also, tomorrow there will be a volleyball tournament in the volleyball court outside. You are free to come and participate. There is a prize if you happen to win first place. There is a runner-up prize for second place. You don't have to participate, but it is something that I felt maybe you might be interested in. I believe that's about everything, and she sort of taps a fin to where her chin should be because she's... Yeah, she doesn't really have a chin.
Do fish ever have chins? I don't think so.
Now, that aside, I should warn you. Those of you that are new to Seaspray, there has been some trouble going around lately. If you see anything happening, be it a theft or a fight, make sure to alert the nearest Magnemite and local law enforcement will come and take care of it. Of course, being pioneers, you're still welcome to help out. But around here, we prefer that the Magnemite take care of things when possible. It keeps things from getting too much. Now then, let's get everyone situated in their rooms. Follow me! And Alamolo sort of swims through the air, as some fish Pokemon seem to do, and goes over to the front desk and begins handing out room keys to the remaining new pioneers, of which there aren't too terribly many.
The walk cycle on this model is weird. It just turns the model and nothing else happens. Watch. That's all it does. Oh, now... Okay, it looks a little different now. Wait, what? Now it's turning on its own. Okay, I don't know. It's weird.
No, that's me. I'm fiddling with it. That's weird.
Kind of odd.
Yeah.
Run does a little bit. Oh, that's dead now. Whoa, I did something
Yeah,
weird.
it really doesn't do much, unfortunately. I feel like there could be a bit more sway to it, but it doesn't matter.
I expected it to flow more, but that's alright. It's official model's official animation, so it's official. It's not the model maker. It's not the model importer's fault. But I will say it out loud that Tucker was listening more or less attentively while looking around the hotel, and just kind of taking in the general class, opulence, and just kind of scale of things. He's kind of not used to the area at all, and he's not used to just big city stuff in general. So, but he does light up a little bit at the mention of volleyball, specifically the ball part. Though he didn't.
Ralph bit back a joke where he went, "Allo, allo."
Ralph is learning self-restraint. Ralph has leveled up, learned self-restraint. Do you want to replace another move for this?
In any case, so besides you guys, it looks like Purloin's group is the only other new one, but they don't actually like line up to get a room. They start to leave.
Oh.
Yes, they're definitely spoiled brats.
Wait, they were. Oh, did they come with us, or were they on their own? Did they come in the part of the group?
Yeah, they came as part of the group.
Oh.
They're young though. They have a curfew. We don't.
Well, we don't. I don't think they're
That would have been a thing too.
Are they younger?
I feel like.
They are a bit younger.
A bit younger. They're not like. They're still technically a team though, a proper team.
Yeah, they are a proper team.
Yeah.
They are a team established before you all, but they are still younger.
I feel like when Pangoro's like the youngsters, you guys gotta be in before dark. I feel like Ralph would have also had to hold back being immature and like sticking out his tongue like, yeah, we're adults.
Mostly.
Everyone except you, perhaps.
And finally, when it comes to you guys' group, Alamolamola, and yes, I know that might not be the correct name. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's easier.
It's fine.
Sets down 3 keys on the counter. All right. Now, unfortunately, we're rather full up. We didn't expect the pioneers so soon, though I suppose that's really our fault this year. So we have 3 rooms available. One of them is a regular room. Unfortunately, there's only bed enough for 3 Pokemon. Another one is a suite, but again, unfortunately, that one only has 1 bed. It's a bit of a small one. And then we have another regular room.
Give young sweet.
Shut up, Ralph.
He grabs the key.
I'm gonna smack his hand.
Okay. Ralph and Riley, go ahead and make opposed dexterity checks.
I swear, these guys do the most opposed rolls in the whole fucking game. At this point.
It's okay.
It's funny to me.
The whole reason I do them
okay,
is
that was
to
a bit of
determine.
lag.
That was well.
Ignore my roll. I was only supposed to be
The
2
first,
clicks, but that was
I think
fine.
the first dice roll on the table tends to cause lag. We should always just do a random dice roll at the beginning just to get that leg out of the way.
Yeah.
It has to load the model.
That's
why.
my actual roll. I still win, but that's fine.
Okay. So Riley ends up smacking the key out of Ralph's hand back on the counter, and Aloe just sort of giggles.
I'm gonna grab Ralph by his ears and drag him away from the counter.
No, I'm gonna resist.
Okay. Riley, roll strength first. Again, I do this to best gauge how this. Yeah, Ralph is kind of heavy today.
That fuck.
You're almost certain that he must have eaten some rocks during the trip through the Rusty Canyon.
Hold me over.
So yeah, it's a battle to like inch by inch drag him away from the counter, but it does keep Ralph from grabbing the key. Now the other plane room has enough for has enough room for 2 Pokemon. Unfortunately, the last bed was broken by a ride. So we're still working on replacing that one. Sorry we don't have better accommodations, really.
Well, I think the suite is fine. I'm good. I got the suite.
Tucker doesn't really answer, but he does kind of just side look to Brooke, seeing what Brooke decides.
Can I put my hands on either side of Ralph's head and attempt to knock him unconscious?
Doing what?
By force palming through his head.
Yo, Alola did just say
No.
fighting
What do you mean,
unless it's in the gladiator arena or whatever.
Fighting. I'm just disciplining.
Yes, because knocking somebody else is not fighting, I guess, and that's a great form of discipline when you knock somebody unconscious. Yeah, it really lets them think about what they did.
To let you do that.
Really lets them think about what they did.
In like a coma fantasy, they have to think.
This is an instance where I'm going to tell you no.
Damn it.
So, what you're saying is we have a room for 3, a nice room for 1, and a regular room for 1? Oh no, there's 2 beds in the other regular room. The 3rd bed for that room ended up getting broken by a ride-on guest on accident. I could have sworn it was rated for at least Snorlax level.
I think he got gypped.
Oh no, it was perfectly fine the last time a Snorlax slept on it. Well, there were 2 ride-on in there. I guess if they were sleeping in the same bed. But the bed in the suite is big enough for 2 Pokemon if they feel like sharing.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to share my suite.
Ralph, I swear to God, I'm going to throw you outside.
So,
Who's
Yeah,
gone?
I'm too bad.
You mean Arceus?
No, I swear to God.
so Ralph, I need you to make an Insight Survival alert.
Well, to see me coming, to get them outside.
I'm just gonna call these shenanigans rolls from now on.
Yes. So Ralph, as you're trying to get out of Riley's grip, which, admittedly, it's not terribly difficult to do so, it's just that Riley is strong, and also, well, you're heavy. It's harder for Riley to move.
I'm stronger than Riley, thank you very much. I have 4 strength PS3.
This is true, which means you can very slowly inch your way back up to the counter, but as you slap your hand on the front desk, you find that the key for the suite is already gone.
Out of character, I swear, if it's the Purloin team.
They already left. Where would it go?
I don't know, like they came back and took the suite room.
Well, we have 5 members, Brooke says. Well, if you all want to share a room, sorry. I don't need a whole suite, so I'm fine with the room for 3. Tucker and Lizard, do you guys have a preference?
Tucker thinks about for a second and says, "Well, I'd probably just like to be in a room with you. I don't really mind who I'm with, though."
By the way, Riley,
Hi.
Lizard tugs at your scarf.
Yeah? What's up?
Lizard has the biggest eyes, and they hold up the suite.
Oh. I think Lizard has spoken on preference. I will pet him.
Lizard gives a tiny squeak of delight.
Yeah. Well, if Care wants to go in the suite, he can go in the suite. Yeah,
This is so wholesome. I love this.
Hey. Hey. Aw, now isn't that adorable? And they say so, Len, me. Aren't you the cutest little thing? Oh my goodness, we could dress you up like a butler and have you serve in the cafes. Oh, you'd be adorable. Lizard just sort of sidles away and hides behind Riley.
It's like peeking over from behind me.
Well, that's pretty clear to me. Ralph, you're with us, Brooke says. Thanks for the accommodations. You're very welcome. And like I said, come to us if you have anything you need.
Tucker also kind of reacts at the same time as Lizard does. Hearing about dress up and stuff, he actually has a little bit of blush, though it may be unnoticeable by the others.
Unfortunately, I feel as though Riley's knows everything right now.
Well, kind of has his arms crossed and a hump, but fine. Sort of way, like a arms crossed, I'm not pouting. I don't care that he gets the good.
Brooke takes the key. Let's get settled so I can go for a swim already.
And I gotta figure out where that guy, where the Krogan got his cool shit. So I'm gonna be looking so fancy.
Oh, if you're looking for Croaky, he's probably busy getting all the other pioneers situated. It's going to be a little while.
Yeah, I'm sure I can find the suits.
Well, if you're not from the area, it could take you a while to wander around. Are you sure you don't want to just wait for Pangoro?
Yeah.
After all, he did say he had something for you all, didn't he?
Oh, yes, I forgot.
You are incredibly irresponsible.
Oh god, no! No,
That's right.
it's not supposed to be!
I hate this. I hate this. Get rid of it. I'm flipping this back over.
Now, for those of you in the regular room, you'll be on the 3rd floor. Those of you... Now, I'm sorry, I didn't happen to catch your name. How rude of me. What are your names?
Well, Tucker pipes up first, I suppose, and says, "Oh, I'm Tucker," and does a little tail wiggle, a little bit bashful.
Yeah, I guess Pokemon having names isn't as uncommon as a... Yeah, I'm Ralph.
Oh. Well, nicknames aren't entirely uncommon, you're right. But actual names very strange. Well, unless you're a gladiator, I suppose. But those are usually just stage names. Are you all gladiators?
No. No, we're not.
Really? Alamola looks Riley up and down once, and then looks at Brooke, and she just sort of tilts to the side in the air. Well, you could have fooled me a little bit. You do look like the types who might go to the tourney grounds.
We've never been here before in our lives.
You maybe were a secret shopper or something here to rate the place.
What?
What was that? I didn't catch that.
A secret shopper?
Oh, secret shopper?
I am going to club you.
I heard super chopper, and I'm like, super chopper?
Secret shopper.
Wait, what did you say? Is that what you said? I don't know what you said.
I said secret shopper.
You did, okay.
We're just pioneers, Brooke says. Team Cheer, at your service. I'm Brooke. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Team Cheer.
Once again, I escaped not introducing myself.
Oh.
Did you not?
Nope.
Well, he's Riley, Brooke says, and I assume jerks the thumb in Riley's direction.
God damn it.
And the commander is Care.
No, he's not.
Yes, his name's Care.
His legacy name.
Ignore everything the Munchlax says.
Really?
He
But he's
lies.
so charming.
He lies a lot.
Oh, I'm sure he's just a gossip.
No, he's not.
Well, Tucker, Ralph, and Brooke, your room will be on the 3rd floor. It'll be the 3rd door down on the left. And as for you, Mr. Riley, you and your friend have a suite on the 4th floor. It'll be all the way at the end of the hall. It has a wonderful seaside view.
That sounds lovely.
Ralph wonders to himself if elevators are a thing.
Oh,
They
you're
are
gonna
not.
getting a lot of cardio there, friend.
They are not. Now, for those of you that all have your room keys, please go to your rooms now and make sure to test the keys on the doors. If the key doesn't work, we will get you a new one. Which, by which I mean, of course, a new room. But all the keys should work. So long as you don't break them. Just that last caveat at the end is Alamola starts to swim, quote unquote, up the stairs to lead the rest of you up to your rooms.
Just scared. That wasn't part of the deal.
Room 303. Easy to remember, Brooke nods.
Alright, Liz, let's get walking upstairs.
Tucker else falls along. Also, I forgot to remove a Pidgey, so a Pidgey accidentally followed us.
Oh, this is fine.
Let's see, who did I put away at this point? Pagoro and Riseleaf?
They'll be back.
Okay, I'll leave
You
them.
don't need to put them away just yet.
Pagoro is the sort of model I will put away the moment he's no longer needed most of the time because of how much space he takes up. But I'll leave him for now.
Yeah.
We can just put them over
That's
here.
actually a
Miles.
good point. I could always just set them over here. We do have space. Just don't
On
put them in
the
the dirt
3rd
piles.
floor, is it?
Yeah. Thankfully,
man.
because this is thankfully or unthankfully, because this is a Pokemon-sized hotel, the flights are just a little bit taller.
It's fine, I'm very strong. And in shape,
So-
unlike somebody.
So for Ralph and Brooke, for instance, whose legs are sort of closer to the ground, there's a bit of hopping in general, and for Tucker, climbing up the stairs causes your belly to brush up against them.
Oh yeah, it's
I
like
just
it's just-
walk past casually.
squish belly every step. Every step, squish, squish, squish. He does little hops up the steps as dogs tend to do with steps.
Oh man, I feel like towards the latter half, Ralph's crawling up the stairs like,
I like to imagine you get to that stage and Riley just like walks past perfectly fine.
There's no smaller stairs like the bigger stairs. 1 star. 1 star review.
Well, the stairs aren't spaced so far apart or so tall that it's truly difficult. The only time that they would really have to offer help is with truly small Pokemon, but
I imagine they're
Yeah.
like deep stairs, not necessarily tall stairs, right? Give me
Yeah.
plenty of space for a big foot to stand on, but they're not like, yeah.
yeah, they're not necessarily like truly difficult, but for you guys it's just a little bit of extra effort, which unfortunately for the Munchlax may loosen a couple pounds. I'm joking, I wouldn't do that to you. Not like this.
Not like this. Not like this.
Does Riley just walk up with Lizard, or does he carry Lizard? Given that,
I'm gonna carry
given
Lizard.
the number of steps needed.
How are you carrying Lizard?
I'm going to backpack.
Backpack Lizard?
Piggyback?
Okay.
Are you saying piggyback?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
Yeah, Lizard just, like, clings to Riley's shoulders and is okay with this. Their tail drags slightly on the stairs on the way up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should say grump piggyback. There we go.
I hate you.
or a tap.
I'm getting a divorce.
We haven't
No.
married yet.
I want a divorce.
So mean.
a piggyback ride.
I'll kill you.
It's gonna be fun climbing Gonna be fun climbing these after spending all day walking, Brooke says. So, unfortunately, by the third floor, Ralph is not a happy camper, but thankfully your room is particularly close to the stairs, so...
Mhm.
You should be okay, kind of.
Yeah.
And as for Riley and Lizard, they end up needing to go up yet another flight, though Alamolamola has already gone off to get the rest of the pioneers settled. But the group of three gets to their room first, assuming Ralph is still alive.
If this is the third, and the suite's even higher. Oh shoot! I didn't mean to say. Who did?
I did it. For drag effect.
If the suite's even higher than this, it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
Oh, never have I been more glad that an NPC stole a key. Poor Ralph. And when you all get into the room, it's actually rather nice. It's nicer than the basic room in the Pioneering Club, but that was kind of supposed to be part of the course. There are 3 beds, not the straw nests, beds that are set up one after the other along a wall. There's what looks to be a separate door leading to a smaller space, as well as a closet. There is also a at the far wall from the door is a set of curtains that, when you pull them back, reveals some glass doors that lead out onto a balcony.
Ooh, fancy.
Your room has a nice view of the beach, as well as the other establishment, the high upscale one.
Ralph immediately goes to the closest bed, gets on it, rolls all over it, and says, "I claim the closest bed. Closest bed is mine. Closest bed." As he rolls all over, "This one's mine."
Tucker looks a little surprised of the real beds. He actually was thinking that it was probably just going to be some more straw or some mats on the floor. He looks a little surprised by this.
Well, the beds are not raised off the ground. They're still on the ground, because not every Pokemon is tall enough to actually, crawl onto the bed on their own accord if it's above the ground.
Makes sense. But they're very fancy smatchy all the same. Also, building leg supports and stuff is kind of unnecessary, really.
Yep.
Wait, so if the bed's on the bed's on the floor, how the heck did the right arm break it?
With difficulty.
They must have really been. It's the balcony.
Maybe they just tossed it out.
I think I know what they did. It's possible. First off, even bedding can be flattened and made bad by weight. Secondly, right-ons are spiky. They're not sparky. They're spiky. And imagine if one rolled around their sleep, they'd probably just fucking tear it up. If they rolled around too much.
Well, yeah, let's take a look out at the balcony.
A bit much, Brooke says, but it works. He tucks the key into his bag and sits on the center bed.
Tucker naturally goes to sit on the far bed, since it was the one unclaimed, doing a few little circle walks around it and kind of settling down on it for a second. The walk was a bit of a walk, so he doesn't mind taking his paws off for a second.
All right, is Eragon back?
What?
Oh.
Do you guys remember, like, room you would go in and you would go in on your bottom floor, you come out on your top?
Cute.
Am I just remembering things, or do you guys have...
Oh, was Ralph having a little memory moment?
Yeah.
I actually find that comment very perplexing. I don't think I completely understood them, but then I don't know if he was supposed to be understandable, so...
He was remembering an elevator, yeah.
Yeah.
Tucker just cocks his head. I'm not sure. It's quite possible that old story Tucker did not actually hang around elevators very much in the first place.
Burke looks at Ralph. Seems kind of far-fetched to me.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll meet any of those here.
Far-fetched?
Is there anything you all want to look for in the room?
I think I'm good. I'm staring out off the balcony.
It is a nice view. You can actually, from one of the balconies, see some of the islands that are off the coast. As well as the docks past the other building.
Tucker also goes to poke out at the balcony, put his paws up and kind of sniffing the air.
I don't think we'd be able to do that anyway. Teleporting is more of a psychic thing, isn't it? Burke asked, mostly to Ralph's commentary about what is supposed to be an elevator.
Yeah. But he can't... They can't quite remember if it was a thing or how it worked if it was a thing. Yeah, it might just be... Maybe it was a dream. I don't know.
What? Rocky, don't give him ideas.
Oh, it's
Well, unfortunately, Rocky, that can't happen because the suite is all the way at the end of the hall as opposed to on the side.
Not with that attitude.
That doesn't make any... This is how geography works. Well, not with that attitude.
I just threw a water bottle at him from over there. It's clocked from the side of the head.
You would have to pass several other balconies to do that.
Oh, easy peasy.
You can't breathe underwater. Not with that attitude.
Do you know how many dice you would need to succeed in order to make that happen?
Look, this is a roll for completing other bullshit. So that's the roll I'm obviously gonna succeed on.
Is he throwing a water bottle at Ralph?
He doesn't have a water bottle. Yeah, exactly.
Alright, since Eragon's back.
Went back for a while, but need ice cream. I told you I was gonna do that.
I should get my ice cream in a bit. I also have an ice cream.
Well, go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna describe the suite.
No, I'm fine. I don't need it right now.
Okay. So, Eragon, you carry Lizard to the suite. You unlock it without much difficulty. It just happens to be, a matter of hanging on to Lizard and unlocking the door.
My hands are full.
Your hands are slightly full. And the suite is spacious. There is a very large bed in this room. Admittedly, it's only one bed. And it's got a circle of cushions for some reason around the edge of it.
Oh. It's like a jacuzzi, but a bed.
There is a fancy desk off to one side, and the entire one wall on the opposite end of the door is it's basically a window door.
Oh.
With a large curved balcony for you to just view the seaside. And again, from one end of the balcony, you can actually see the tourney grounds.
Can I watch the fight from up here?
I mean, if you were so inclined, you probably could. You wouldn't get a great view of what's inside because of the way the tourney grounds is constructed.
Damn it.
A whole new world.
I'm gonna put Lizard down and just sort of marvel at the luxury I'm apparently gonna be living in for a week, and I'm gonna be very spoiled.
Lizard is going to curiously scurry about the room. They are going to actually open the door to the side room. They will squeak.
There's a side room? Hold on a minute, I'm
there is
going
a side
over there. Hold on, we're going.
It is the equivalent of a bathroom, complete with bathtub.
Fucking hell.
It's fancy ceramic bathtub.
Wait, they have plumbing? Huh.
Yeah, sweet.
I said the equivalent of a bath.
Oh.
Oh god, I gotta pump water all the way up here.
There's ways around this. Don't question it.
Yes.
But yes, there's a fancy ceramic tub as well as a closet or things if you need to store things. Don't ask Brooke to fill your bath.
Ralph could potentially fill it.
With
I-
what? Whipped cream?
With metronomes. Any attempt to metronome my suite will get you thrown off the
metronome.
balcony.
I was having so many fucking questions in my brain. Metronome. Okay, now I understand.
If you even attempted to raise your fingers inside of this room, you are going over the balcony and I'll have no regrets.
Or use metronome on the way down and get... Oh, dude, it'd be hilarious if he got bounced.
I'll just punch you on the way back up. See if I can get you into the ocean.
Ralph confirmed to be the new volleyball. Please don't become the new volleyball. There are things you might want to do. So how long are you all going to be staying in your rooms?
Not long now. Ralph's gonna go back downstairs to see what Pango Django has.
I'm gonna go out on the balcony and marvel this view, man.
Oh, wait a minute. Do we each have a key to our rooms? To our room?
There is one key for each room.
Okay.
Brooke is the one who has the key for the shared room.
Brooke is the key master.
And
That makes sense.
Riley has the key for the suite.
Of course.
Unless Riley decides to leave it with Lizard.
I suppose it depends on who's going close to the ocean, which is probably not Lizard.
Yeah, Lizard doesn't necessarily need to go close to the ocean.
Fire Lizard.
Let's see. Is Brooke going to the beach?
Brooke is eager to head out.
Because Cucker has a comment, but I need to know that first. Got to talk to. Oh yeah, of course.
You guys keep forgetting.
Right, of course. Well, Tucker will stick with Brooke for the time being.
All right.
And we gotta spread Pango Django's nickname around Seaspray.
Oh no.
Every time you call him Pango Django, you're getting punched.
Every time he gets called Pango Django, he becomes one hair grayer.
He was originally all black before. Now look at
His
him.
gray, the amount of gray for his model has just slowly just increases. Just replacing the
I
darker
mean, I
fur.
can slowly tint it more gray.
Hey, we can do tint. I forgot about
You're
that.
gonna kill
What happens
him.
if I tint myself again? What happens? Let's see.
Well, maybe I can't.
Oh no, I don't think we can tint the models. The only way we can tint them is if we edit the original skins, but I don't actually know how we can access them because of the way they're encoded to be. They're
Yeah,
weird. They're
best not to mess with
they're
it,
notepad scripting. They're like pastebin scripting. I don't know how to change that exactly. I can look into it, but
Yeah. Brooke makes the rash decision to not lock the room so he doesn't need to unlock it for anyone. The storyteller will.
uh-oh.
Thank God all of my questionable items in my bag are not in that room.
Tucker unfortunately does not notice this detail. Tucker is actually quite excited and kind of he's getting distracted here and there by different sights and sounds, and most notably smells. There are quite a few smells, so.
Ralph doesn't need to be the responsible one. That's why he didn't opt for.
Alright, so when you all eventually get down to the main floor,
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
First. How is the, and I put it in quotations, noise for Riley here at the hotel?
Oh, the noise.
Oh, that's a good question.
Am I still gonna need to dunk my head in a bunch of ice water?
Insight, survival, instinct.
Oh no. I don't know that good or bad.
Well, it's crowded, but thankfully the suite has its own sort of lack of proximity just due to its size.
Oh, thank Christ.
So it's not exactly as overwhelming as the rest of the city.
Ugh.
Plus, I mentioned the
I'm just gonna rub the area of my head above the aura danglies for a while.
I'd assume that the hotel also generally will have like more passive voices, considering it's kind of a rest spot.
I'm not talking about voices.
I mean, aura voices, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what
That's not how. How would you smother aura with a wall? That's not how aura works.
aura. I don't know. Lead.
Just
I
smother
don't
your
know.
life force really quick.
Why does it sound like something you would do?
Smothering your aura. Don't scream.
You
I'm
did.
just
You did
smothering
actually
your
choke
aura.
me that one stream.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't choking. I was smothering your aura.
I see.
Don't harm each other, please.
I don't harm him. Okay, there was that one time I
That's what
accidentally
he
turned on the
said.
cold tap when he was taking a shower, but
Yeah, you punched me in the face once.
what? Oh yeah. Wait. Was I sleeping?
Nope.
Oh, I don't remember this.
I do.
Well, clearly I didn't punch you that hard because you remembered it, so I didn't mess with your brain or anything.
Yes, my lips are unfortunately not connected to that.
It was an accident for
Right.
anyone wondering. Flail, probably. I don't quite remember it.
Anyway,
Alright, so we're waiting for Pingo Django.
Pangoro is waiting for all of you.
I will 100% be the last one down.
Yes, and Pangoro will be tapping his foot, mildly annoyed. Lizard will also follow you down.
We are going to lock the door.
Oh, good.
I'm going to drop the picture down, but it doesn't have anything to do with the game. It's just answering somebody's question. It's cute though, so there. The question answered.
Hey. Hey.
Aww.
Somebody was like, Charmers can't take baths. I'm like, no, you just have to keep the flame out.
Get me out of the tub.
This is I love this picture.
Oh, look at him walking.
No, but you can do that with Lizard.
What?
Well,
Doesn't
Lizard
have a
doesn't
flaming tail.
Yeah, Lizard is fine.
I mean, you can go in my bath, is what I meant.
Anyway, Pangoro just sort of folds his arm when Riley finally saunters up. But
It's
you
still
walked off.
rubbing the area above my aura danglies as he says that.
He got the good room, but you tire out.
Regardless of what rooms you all got, do you all happen to remember the Claydol hair?
How could I forget?
Oh, yeah, I still got a whole bunch of money from there that I'm totally gonna spend here.
Tucker nods.
Take care. You may find yourself broke before the end of the vacation if you aren't careful, Ralph. Sure. It was our first big successful mission, Brooke says. If you'll recall, you brought back one of the broken ball toy.
Yeah, your souvenir. Do you like it?
I'm bringing that ball toy to someone who would be interested. I want you all to meet them.
Ooh.
Hopefully, going forward, they will be of some assistance on future missions. They have an interest in what they call archaeology. Archaeology? I'll have to ask them how they're supposed to pronounce that. In any case, this won't take terribly. Though Rise also did want to introduce you to someone today, but I don't think his matter is as pressing.
Okie dokie, Pango Dingo, lead the way.
Giving a grunt and a gruff nod, Pangoro leads you all out of Hotel Alomo and back into the city of Seaspray.
Ralph's just gonna mumble about it being crowded.
What was that last bit about not as pressing? What was not as pressing?
Rise also had someone that he wanted you all to meet, but it isn't exactly as pressing a thing as what Pangoro has. I.e., it's not something that you guys have to go do. It's just something that Rise.
Tucker notes this.
And as you guys are traveling through the streets, some of the streets are a little more cramped, particularly with a broad Pokemon like Pangoro around. But a lot of Pokemon either sort of sidestep Pangoro or just completely ignore his presence and walk around him without much trouble.
I'm sure he's hardly the biggest Pokemon.
Brooke glances towards the beach a bit and sighs before he follows Pangoro. Don't worry, Brooke. There will be plenty of time to swim.
He pines for those sparkling seas.
Ralph keeps an eye out for any place to get some alcohol. He bets he can get some alcohol.
God, that's the last thing we need is you getting drunk.
Okay.
That is the first thing we need is drunk Ralph.
Ralph, do me another insight survival alert, since that's the quote-unquote perception series of rolls. Also, oh my gosh, backpack lizard.
Yes, yes, that picture is amazing. Very cute.
Oh, dang, I'm on high alert.
Honestly, this makes a lot of sense that Pokemon would know how to make this, because I think alcohol was one of the oldest drinks in the known world in real life. So
there's a theory that's one of the reasons agriculture actually started becoming a thing, was not to make food but to make booze.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Correct. Alcohol stimulated our brains and stuff. I guess.
Don't let him drink.
In any case. So Ralph, on the way to wherever it is, Pangoro, bless you, you spot two establishments that look like they might have alcohol. They're across each other on the street, and one of them is this nice, quaint little sort of cafe-looking place, and the only sort of sign that you can see, you know how some cafes will have the little stand-up chalkboard with a menu written on it in, like, fancy cursive? Yeah, that, except there's a very prominent sort of Gothic-styled V at the top of that. And the other one is this gloomy-looking place across the street from the V Cafe that has a big fancy sign at the top of its entrance, and all the windows are tinted, by the way. You can barely see inside it because of the sunlight at the moment. You think there's colored candles in there, but the sign itself is modeled after, like, a trevenant with its arms outstretched.
Wow.
And the text gloaming wood.
Gloaming wood? Tinted windows, that might be a bar or something equally as fun.
I deeply apologize, but could you re-describe the first one?
It's a quaint little cafe area. There are some tables with seats up front, and in this little semi-fenced off area in the front of it. But the only sign that Ralph is able to see, whatever the name of the cafe is this sort of stand-up chalkboard that has a fancy Gothic-style V at the top of its list.
Like the letter?
Yes, like the letter V.
Okay. Also, yeah, you are getting roboty there, which is odd. I say that's odd because your ping is fine. It's better than Wallace, actually.
It seems to be everyone is getting roboty. You should please change the server region.
We could do that. Hold on a moment. Oh yeah, look at that bad connection. All right, 1 second.
Oh yeah, it wasn't just you, Kyrio. You're fine.
Kyrio
is the other one who's coming through clear.
All right, give me a second as I try to remember. Actually, whoever, I'm not hosting the call.
I am.
Okay. I guess you're in charge of resetting it or something?
How's that?
How's what? Oh wow, it's green
I
now.
changed-
It's green now. Good work.
I changed the server region.
Nicely done. I didn't remember how to do that, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that should be fine now. It went from a red bar, one single red bar to 3 green. We should be back to normal. All right.
Much better.
Cool. Whoops. Okay, cool.
Actually,
What's up?
speaking of windows, Ralph, you can look through the windows of the V Cafe, and you see that there are waitstaff in some form of uniform serving customers inside.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to comment. Sirio says he can't draw, but wanted to do this. I disagree. You can draw just fine.
Aw, you can draw Kyrio, trust me. That looks so nice. It's cute.
That is very cute. I like that you put this belt on. He has a belt.
Good. He has the key.
I have an important question also for the game. Is Tucker aware of Ralph's attention towards these cafes? Also, I assume I need a roll for that.
Yes, please. Insight survival alert, if you would.
All right. And it would be... I have no points in alert. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
You are aware of Ralph's attention to these two places, and you do notice them. You do not, however, catch the chalkboard sign. Or the possibly tinted candles through the, or possibly colored candles through the tinted glass of the other one.
Tucker notes Ralph's interest, but well, they are walking, so there isn't a lot of time to really observe
There's
it.
a whole lot of time to stop
Yep.
it.
But the establishments do stand out a bit, and there are many more that you pass that are specifically for food or specific kinds of treats or memorabilia, souvenirs. Clothing, in particular, is a very popular one. Not garments, but clothing. I mean, they advertise as garments, but non-powered garments.
Tucker largely follows his nose since there seems to be restaurante and sweets and stuff, but he does notice the clothing as well. So that tends to catch his eye, especially certain pinks and general cuter attire.
But the building you eventually come up upon, I have a description for. It's a building that's sort of set off to the side between a few other buildings, and the visible side of it is obviously colored like a Mawile face, complete with a red-tinted ovular window. And the roof of it is designed like the top part of a Mawile's, like the maw at the back of their head, as if it were just placed over top of this building. It provides a bit of an interesting architectural curve to it.
Neat.
As you step inside, after Pangoro, the door opening causes this little bell to ring, like with most shops. And inside, this building is cluttered. It is full of ancient ruins type of stuff. Tablets with ancient script on them, old musty books, strange devices that you can't place the usage of off the top of your head. And
One moment, please.
towards... Oh, thank you.
I had to pull up the scrolling thing because I'm looking at the... Just give me a second, guys. What page was it?
Hang on, let me see if I got Mawile in here.
There's a song, but I don't remember what it was titled. Oh yeah, it's... Oh, there it is. I found it.
I do not have a Mawile. Really?
Also, for anybody that wants to play the song on our table, you have to go to events, I guess it works for locale too, but advance the Archaeologist. Hopefully that is a good volume. I can always adjust if needed.
I'm forgetting how to load an object.
Oh, I can do it for you if you'd like.
I'm sorry, I just forget how.
Just remind me which generation Mawile's from. I think it's 3?
Third.
Okay. She should stand out pretty clearly. Even though it's a top-down view. If any stream goers see it and I miss it, just call it out. It's very useful. Just say the page, really. Okay, some of the models aren't loading. That's not exactly helpful. They'll load if I change pages. Wow, okay. Okay,
Found it, last page.
last page. Of course it's on the last page. Alright.
I believe I spawned it somewhere.
Oh, I think we both did. You can just drag them out to the table so you know where you spawn them. Usually things will spawn in the middle. I don't see it, though. I would Oh, did you find it? No, that's mine. That's the one I spawned. Where's yours?
I may not have spawned it properly.
I heard something... Well, maybe you didn't. I don't know. It may have ended up in a bag, so keep that in mind in the future. I'm actually going to check the dungeon bags, because it seems like things end up in that the most often. Nope, it's not there. Okay, well, it's fine. I'll fix it up for the other details. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. If anything is glowing, Brooke will poke it.
Yes. So, Brooke, roll a doom die.
Oh, ooh. Is that volume good enough, guys? I can turn it up a bit more. I asked as the song fades out, so...
It's not a good or a bad thing. It's just landed.
Pardon me while I nom some chips. And force you into suspense. So, Brooke, as you all walk towards the back of the shop, you notice there is this glowing sort of orb-like... I guess it's a lamp, maybe, considering it's glowing, hanging from the ceiling, and it's got a pair of metal circles around it that just sort of very slowly rotate. It's a very sparkly sphere. And you go to poke it, and then you hear someone slamming their hands on a desk in the back. Hey, don't touch that yet!
Yeah.
And a Mawile pushes herself up from the desk, toppling over several piles of papers that she had obviously been working. I haven't figured out what that one does.
We can find out if he pokes it.
Yeah, and what if it explodes?
Then he dies satisfied.
Please don't blow up my shop. Brooke holds his hands and backs up. Okay. Jeez. Pardon their end, small. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you too, Pangoro. Let me guess. You've got something for me. And she just sort of points at Pangoro, semi-dramatically, having already climbed on top of the desk, having been ready to jump at Brooke.
I would have loved to see that ass. You gotta poke it again.
Oh, go figure.
In fact, we do. Would you have happened to have heard Played All Care? Pangoro asks, and out of Pangoro's bag, he pulls out the broken ball toy.
Stop it, I'll tell you're broken. Oh.
No, we have this one for
Oh,
you.
I thought it was green. Wasn't it green?
Oh, it was. Oh, you're right.
I put green for. I started for later. He somehow woke up while he was in the bag. I knocked him out again.
It's fine.
I could disintegrate him again. I'll
And
disintegrate him like his friend.
Mawile's eyes go wide as she stares at him, and then she holds out her hands and flexes them in a gimme motion. Please. Now. Now Pangoro. Pangoro just holds it outside of her reach as she hops off her desk and stares up at it very intently, like she's analyzing every little bit of detail she can before she can get her hands on it.
It seems like torture.
Well, I don't exactly remember how Mawile is supposed to act from Super, so I'm doing the...
A very calm and collected character, usually. Though she might react if Brooke is poking something. I definitely could see that. She cares very much about her research.
Yep. Angara, are you going to introduce me to your friends, or are you going to torture me all day? I'm considering. That's not an answer. Fair enough. These Pokemon here before you, Salandit included, are the ones who help, I hesitate to say clear, Claydol's care. But they made it accessible for the pioneering. They also were the ones who happened to have made it less mobile.
Yep, that's us. We're the best team he's got.
Mawile gets a thoughtful look on her face. So there was a control module after all.
I think was might be the operative term at this point.
What do you mean, was?
Well, it kind of got pulled apart by some others landed a little bit.
We just kind of found it, and stuff broke. Wasn't our fault. Probably.
It definitely wasn't our fault.
It's always such a shame when we can't safely research archaeological finds like this.
Don't look at us.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm actually very grateful to you all. If not for you all, that thing would probably be roaming around all the Plains continent and I would still be searching for it. So let me guess, Pangoro, you have researchers already on the job. She huffs, putting her hands on her. And how long did it take you to get to me? We've been a little preoccupied, Mawile. But at least I still remember to bring this thing. And he finally sets the ball toy down, and Mawile grabs it with her maw and moves it away so he can't take it back. Thank you. I'll be sure to let you know what I find.
Can you eat with your mouth
Why is
on
that?
your head?
That's his first
too?
question.
Why is that the first thing you want to know?
Of course it is.
Well, I mean...
What is happening over there? What's going
I hear
on?
noises.
What is
Somebody flipped it.
Okay, just stop. You know, if something happens, just drop it, and I'll deal with it. Okay. Okay, that's why I had the table order.
I fixed it. It's fine.
What happened there? No, actually, everything's all over the place now.
Not my fault. I was browsing, skipping pictures on Derpy Brew.
That's okay. There, I'll just stack them for now. They're harmless to stack like that, so I'll just do that.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, I mean, I can. Is that the most interesting question you have? I mean, look at all the stuff around you. She smiles, waving her arms out, very nearly knocking over a stack of books. It's almost as if she's being very calculated in the way she moves.
This stuff is pretty interesting, actually.
Where'd all this stuff come from? Brooke asks, looking around. Here and there. From ruins all over the different continents. I used to work with a guild on another continent, but I moved here when I found out there were new ruins for me to explore and research. There's always something new to learn about the past. And since I already tapped out most of the veins in other places, I decided to come here. I haven't regretted it since.
Are there any cool artifacts I can touch?
She looks around, sort of swaying. None that I recommend it. Especially not the glowy orb thing. I'm not sure what kind of orb that is. it's not one of the ones we find these days. It's definitely an older one. So, please avoid messing with stuff willy-nilly. At least in my shop.
So as soon as it's outside of your shop, I can mess with it?
Tucker sort of just looks around at the things. He is marveling at them, but he doesn't really understand most of them, probably.
Well, a lot of this stuff is pretty fragile, Mr. Ryolu. The books, the tablets, the papers, my research. I'd rather you not go playing with it without permission. And I'd rather you not go playing with it at all.
I asked, didn't I?
Which I appreciate.
Well, like LKM, you could always direct that as a DM question if you want. Whether he answers or not is up to him, but, you know.
What,
LKM is very curious about something. I'm not really sure if there's an answer for it.
Oh, I didn't remember the society name, that's all.
Oh.
I don't get why anyone would bury all this stuff, Brooke shrugs. Well, it's not that anyone necessarily buried it, it just got lost to time. And it's part of my job to help uncover it. Speaking of uncovering, welcome to Mawile's Momentarium. If you have an interest in the past, then we have a common interest. She blinks. You know, Pangaro, usually I get a bigger reaction. Pangaro just sort of shrugs.
Are you expecting a round of applause?
I don't know.
Riley will sarcastically just...
Tucker, to his credit, does seem a bit curious of the subject matter, does humor Mawile, though he doesn't really sure what to ask about the past. He's, after all, still new from here. Though he does actually speak up and say, I'm kind of curious about the past, but I'm still learning about the present. We're not from around here.
Really? So are you all from a different continent? I wonder if you met the Expedition Society. Anyway.
You could say that.
Kyrio, comment.
Sorry. I don't even remember my past, Brooke smiles. But hey, if I can help, I'd be glad to crawl through more ruins and stuff. Wonderful. If I find a place that I need to go that's ruin-wise, I know who to ask. Speaking of ruins and old things, I do find stuff that's useful to pioneers on my archaeological digs. So anything I happen to find tends to end up for sale here. Though, sort of scratches at her cheek with one finger in that sort of embarrassed manner. I may have let my hoarding get out of hand.
What do you have for sale?
This and that. Mostly it's orbs, but those are kind of expensive. I don't know if they'd be in your price range.
On our first adventure, I ate an orb.
You ate an orb?
Is
Well,
he radioactive now?
She looks both fascinated and horrified.
Well, I licked it, and then it was gone. And then it started healing. But, I'm pretty fat, so it didn't bother me.
Okay. For a second I was actually worried. All you did was activate a weather orb. Speaking of, if any of you ever have questions about items or old artifacts, I can probably answer them. And if I can't answer them, I can find out. Mawile is definitely an intellect that we are glad to be friends with. In any case, Mawile. Do you believe that you might have any work for my pioneers here? I might. But I won't take up their time. Let me guess, you're on your yearly vacations? Pangoro nods. Thought so. Well, if any of you need some extra poke, I'm sure I have some to spare. And I could always use help researching my finds. Translations, looking at old tablets, sorting. So if you ever have some free time and want to look into the past, you know where to find me. And thank you again for helping stabilize the Clado Cairn, as shaky as that term is.
Yeah.
Has it been cleared out yet, Pangoro?
Not yet. There's the land at Frontier has been helpful, but it is a very vast ruin. I would hesitate to allow you inside. It's still particularly dangerous.
Lizard gets a slightly haunted look. There's so many traps.
I will.
Oh, yeah. I flew inside there. Yeah, it was fun. Oh, and we found the treasure, which I'm gonna spend here so good. I'm gonna spend it so good. He rubs his little front legs hands together.
I'm gonna give him the side eye.
Well, I'm particularly thankful for this ball toy. It's unfortunate that it's deactivated or broken. It's really truly fascinating how some Pokemon are more like machines than they are, well, living things. Maybe, if I'm lucky, I can reactivate it. It would probably go a long way to figuring out how the cairn works. She turns and pats the ball toy's head. Unfortunately, nothing happens. Anyway, while you're here today, is there anything you'd like to buy? Or ask?
I'd like to see what you have for sale. I'll ask a second time. Maybe this time you won't insult my wallet size.
Hey, I need to be careful. Even around here, not everybody can afford orbs. Then again, not everybody has a use for orbs around here. Can't use them in the arena. Part of the rules. And she'll go around and she'll start clearing stuff rather carefully off of a display case that had previously been buried under sets of books, tablets, and archaeological devices, a stone puzzle box. And she has a full array of orbs. You can literally search the orbs thing, and she has one of each, and they are of price.
Ooh.
Oh god, I could get that itemizer orb.
Then why were orbs listed in the possible held items for team application rules, Karserus? Then why were the orbs listed in the possible held items for team applications rules, Karserus, says Lord Beerus.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit, did I forget that?
Uh-oh.
I swore!
Alright, it's time for everyone who got an orb is just immediately disqualified.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It's probably like a restricted list. How about that? How about that?
There probably... It may be that there is a restricted list. Mawile also isn't someone to go to the arena.
Yeah, probably
So
not.
let's assume that she only has a vague understanding of all the rules there.
And even arena goers wanting orbs wouldn't probably think to go to her. That's probably not really along their normal supplier line. Unless they're savvy, I suppose. Tucker is very curious about the shop, but doesn't really have any direct questions. He is intrigued, but isn't really sure what to ask.
Riley wanted to buy an artifact, and he does not see any artifacts, so he's hanging on very, very tightly to his money.
He does have... Tucker does, however, like just start looking around the items, thinking about history in the past and kind of how their own pasts, as you know, the party's own pasts are kind of muddy. He kind of half wonders, things.
Well, she does have quote-unquote artifacts, but I don't actually have anything prepared for that. Particularly, most of what she has is an archaeological find of some kind that she's not willing to part.
Not yet, anyway.
Oh, the Tucker will pipe up and ask one thing, unless somebody wants to do something first. Was that Ralph?
Nah.
Okay.
Ralph's intrigued, but he's not,
Okay, Tucker will pipe up and ask, did you say you needed more of these old things? We could help with that sometime? I wouldn't mind helping with that.
Of course. I'm always happy to get new things in to research and look at. Though, again, if any of you have free time while you're on vacation, need a little poke, or just feel like studying old dusty things and books and tablets and... wow, that makes it sound a little boring, doesn't it?
Well, only a little bit. Only about a 9.
Hmm.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Alright. But let's say you feel like looking into ancient artifacts and things. Well, you can just come here. Find me, let me know you want to help me study or organize or something. I'm sure I'll be able to find something for you to do.
This feels like something Ralph could be doing, considering the recent work he did.
Brooke has wandered off, looking around, resisting the urge to poke things. By the way, Brooke, roll will.
Oh no, he's got good will stat. He's got like so much will.
Max says, I wonder if Mawile's ever come across ancient songs and dances. That's a good question. Too bad you're on the party.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, that's a bad will roll.
Oh, he failed. He's got no will.
Brooke, you find a little statuette that looks like a weirdly stylized Lucario. You start staring into its eyes, and you can't stop.
A Lucario, you say?
Yes,
Interesting.
a stylized Lucario.
Hmm.
Huh. It is hypnotic.
Can I roll perception to see him staring?
Yes, you may. Insight, not insult. Insight,
Insult.
survival.
Don't worry, I'm not perceptive in the slightest. I won't see shit.
I will also be rolling because Tucker has been looking around the room.
Well, that's really bad.
Well, he's also, hold on. Insight, survival, what was it? Alert?
Yes.
So that same 3 roll. Because Tucker's also marveling at things as he is, and
I think I fell asleep,
he is,
actually.
oh no!
Oh, what the hell?
Marveling at the wrong
This
things,
sucks.
unfortunately. Normally he has he kind of notices Brooke's lead, but I guess not this
I'm
time.
sleeping.
Does Ralph want to do anything particular?
We suck.
Ralph isn't here to work, so he's gonna. I mean, he's interested, he's intrigued, but he ain't here to work. He's on vacation. He's like, okay, so you got this souvenir. Are we done?
God.
Well, it's not exactly work so much as looking into things of your own accord. Mawile isn't going to make people work.
Yeah, it's option.
At least she doesn't consider it.
Yeah, so I think Ralph has his mind on getting wasted, so he's kind of probably pacing around. He's probably pacing around by the door. Can't wait to leave.
You know, of all the people here, I didn't expect Ralph to be the one standing by the door. All right. Well, I thought it best that I introduced Team Cheer to you for a while. Thank you for your time and your
Yeah.
assistance.
He pipes up like, stuff looks pretty cool, but I'll have to get back to it.
Tucker does say a parting comment of, if I find anything that looks old, I'll make sure to bring it to you.
Just so long as it's not someone's old dinner.
Tucker sort
That's
of
a bit of a
Tucker sort of thinks
rude.
about that, doing a comment a half under his breath. Well, I don't usually. I finish all my dinner, so.
Adorable.
question, Car.
Yes.
Am I also drawn toward that Lucario statue?
Well, as you all are leaving, yes, you are drawn to the Lucario statue. You just sort of round the bend around a stack of boxes that have things in them, and you see Brooke staring at the statue.
I will approach.
Roll will.
Oh no. I don't have much will right now. I lost it all earlier.
Well, obviously, it's obvious that. Obviously, it's obvious. Do I have to roll will if Tucker also decides to approach to see what Brooke is doing?
No.
Does Tucker also have to roll will if he wants to see what Brooke is doing? Because he will.
Well, at this point, there are two Pokemon crowding near the statue, so Tucker can relatively safely approach and see what Brooke and Riley are doing.
See what's so interesting. All right, Tucker will pipe up and say, "What are you guys looking at?"
Oh my goodness. So as soon as your eyes are drawn to the statue, I need you to roll will.
No, God, well, this is where the campaign ends, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no! All right, let's see what I get. Come on, prove yourself.
Alright,
Prove
why
yourself
would you-
better, Tucker. Prove yourself slightly better. Yeah.
Alright, finally.
The statue looks hypnotic, but you're not really as attracted to it as the other two for whatever
He's a
reason.
dark type.
Actually.
Pangoro
Good point.
just sort of growls out a reply from near. We should get going. Ralph looks like he's going to pop a blood vessel if we don't leave.
Oh, this sounds like more reason to stay.
And Riley too, probably.
Hey,
I'm
what
not
do you
trying to
mean?
keep Ralph from getting wasted, I promise. Thought this was going to be interesting for him.
Yeah, I could kind of tell that was kind of the point.
He'll probably
It's-
come back to this. He'll probably come back to this.
You know what? You know what they say about players completely ruining the point of something. The DM said.
Alcoholic fucking.
There's a few thundering steps, and then Pangoro just reaches over all of you and puts his hand on the statue. You all can move again.
Ugh. Okay, I have several questions.
Tucker just cocks his head when he sees Riley and Ralph kind of unlock suddenly. Only now realizing that something weird was going on.
I will rapidly shake head.
Brooke blinks a bit. Whoa. What happened?
Mawile, you have a stray one again.
Oh. Cover it in a box or something?
What?
A stray one.
Right. Okay, the rest of you get moving to the door. I'll take care of this. Oh, this is gonna take hell.
What is that?
Huh.
Oh, I've seen this happen before. It happened the last time I came too. Mawile had to put a dish rag on.
It was not a dish rag. It was a finely woven silken cloth.
So a dish rag.
Philistine. Brooke is befuddled.
Tucker is also
For whatever
confused, but heads over to the door as commanded.
For whatever reason, the statue has some sort of permanent hypnosis move working, so try not to look at it next time you guys come.
Or you could put it in storage.
It's way too delicate for storage. And there's a sort of circling argument there as you all
Mawile's momentary.
Yo, how does it work? Could you weaponize that, I wonder?
I am pushing him out the door.
So is Ralph actually going to go over near the statue?
Again?
Oh god. Okay, can we leave him there?
Well, alright, we're just gonna go, Brooke says.
Yeah, he's not gonna press it now, especially not around Pingle. He's
Yep.
not gonna press his luck with it.
Pagor did say to leave.
Yep. And you all are now currently free to do whatever. You can go see Rise about the other thing if you so choose, but
Well, actually, yeah, Tucker would immediately speak up once they're back out. Let me switch the song. Hold on. Well, I could say it. I could say this as I do this. Tucker would immediately turn to Pangoro and ask, so Rice wanted us? Where is Rice right now?
Pangoro is going to need a minute before he can stick his head outdoor.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Which looks like the bottom half, by the way, of a Mawile head moth egg. He's probably still at the hotel. You know how he can. He doesn't like going in.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Brooke will nonchalantly drift towards the direction of the beach, but not so fast as to ditch his team. Well, are you all gonna follow Brooke? Because it is in the same direction as the hotel. You all are free to do as you please.
I guess I'll follow Brooke.
Tucker will also follow Brooke, especially if it means taking the same path as before. He feels like he's gonna get lost in the city, but, well, it is the same path back, probably, so.
The beach is quieter than the city, so I'm quite happy to leave it.
Well, it might be quieter one way. It's not
Oh,
necessarily
sorry.
quieter another.
I was flipping. There you go. To explain, I am putting the intro screen up when I'm switching music. There you go. That's just what we're doing now. So spoiler song names don't show up when changing the songs, as Spears pointed out. Yep. Anyways, we're back. But thank you for reminding me, because I dawdled on switching it back.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so they're going to meet Rise about something.
Ralph can do whatever he pleases if he doesn't want to do that.
Is Brooke going to walk at the same pace they went last time? Is he going to be, like, fast about it, basically? It's worth noting, because Tucker would probably dawdle a bit on the walk back, because he wants to actually properly inspect things on the route they took.
I'm going to assume that Brooke is currently on a relatively brisk pace until Kyrio says otherwise. He says nonchalantly drift, but I'm assuming that he does really want to get to the beach.
Yeah, Brooke's
He's not going to leave the team behind, but he's still sort of... He's got a pace of, I want to go do this thing.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we'll see what Rise wanted.
What's Riley?
Are you sure?
Okay.
Are you sure, Tubby? Because you can tell me if you want to go find or do anything.
Yeah, you don't have to. What's Ralph want to do?
Yeah, I feel like he will break away.
Okay.
He can ask the team about it later.
Okay. No, Brooke is pretty casual about it. He wants to go, but he also not really wanting to break away if people want to go somewhere else first.
Yeah, and Ralph doesn't say anything. He's just gone.
What did Riley and Lizard do?
Okay.
We're going with Brooke.
Okay. Tucker doesn't really want to keep... Conversely, he doesn't want to keep the party waiting either. He dawdles a little bit more than last time, wanting to sniff at the different food shops and such along the way. And he does take an extra eye towards those two cafes. They do stand out, especially considering they're kind of night and day to each other, across the streets from each other.
So, you guys are going back the same way as you went, I'm assuming?
Probably
Instead of wandering down random streets?
Well, I imagine Brooke probably would take the straight shot back. And Tucker is honestly interested in that lane anyways, because Tucker feels he would get lost if he starts wandering, so...
So, Ralph, flip a coin.
if you're confused, there's coins over here.
Here. Flip a coin, any coin. Any coin will do.
Which coin do you want? Pick a coin. Pick your favorite. Ralph?
Oh, cool.
Ralph, yeah, coin over here. Watch the hands. Follow the hands. Follow the hands.
Ah, yes, they're right by my character.
Yeah, they're right next to you. Just take one
Okay.
and flip it. Or
Well,
to flip
you
it,
can
you just
roll
click.
it
You
like
just
a
there
die.
you go. That works, I guess.
Okay. So, Ralph, you end up breaking off at one of the more obvious places there's probably alcohol. Gloaming Wood.
Yes, this is the tinted window place.
Yes. The party does not necessarily notice that you are gone because they are too preoccupied looking at other things.
If I just slip right in.
Alright, I need to find... can you roll me a Doom die?
Wow, I like this one. It's not how I played out, unfortunately, but only half. Wait, Doom die? Oh boy.
Yes, I need Ralph to roll a Doom.
Alright.
So many voices today.
Doom it up.
Doom is 1.
Ooh.
Ah,
Ooh, that could be very good if that.
sadness. So, as you go in, there's a very sort of gloomy aesthetic to the inside of the building. A lot of the wood and sort of wall materials are painted black if they aren't already a dark color, like dark oak or ebonwood. And behind what looks to be a bar on one end of the main room is a Trevenant, just like the sign.
Nice.
And
I feel like this is a place where like the goth leaders would work.
there is a Gothitelle,
Goth.
and there are a couple of other Pokemon there. Most of them have darker clothing on, or outright goth outfits.
Ooh.
There aren't... Actually, no. Hang on. There are 7 patrons, not counting the Trevenant. Currently.
Ha, cute. Wallace says, I was worried it was a maid cafe for a second. Yeah. Oh, you don't have to worry anymore, huh?
Anywho, let's go up to the barkeep. Like Jerry there, barkeep.
What can we get you?
He's cleaning a mug and sets it upside down on the counter. A cleaning rag in the other hand.
Ooh, that's
We have quite the menu, Captain. Feel free to pick your poison.
Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about.
And I have a menu here.
Ooh, dude.
There is a Trevenant Sap Mead, which has a little red exclamation point on it on the menu that he provides you. There is a black Chesto coffee. There is both alcoholic and non-alcoholic berry juice, sweet pops, which are lollipops, biscuits, cookies, a sandwich with meat, and sandwich without meat.
A bad list.
Yeah.
Do you want the prices?
I probably should get the prices set right.
The Trevenant Sap Mead is 75 poke, the Chesto coffee is 10, Alcoholic berry juice is 50, non-alcoholic is 25. Sweet pops are 10 poke for 3. Biscuits are 5 poke. Cookies are 10 poke. The meat sandwich is 30. The sandwich without meat is 25.
Ah, dang, the meat is pricey.
I feel like these guys are big boys. I don't really know. There you go.
The alcoholic berry juice, that seems cheap enough at 15.
50.
Oh, they are big boys.
50, oh.
Yeah, 50. The non-alcoholic is 25. Doubles in price.
Ooh. Makes sense.
Yeah, man, just like real life, alcohol is expensive. Which is more alcohol, the mead or the berry juice?
Leaning one barky arm on the bar, the Trevenant leans closer, their cyclopean red eye glowing brightly. I make myself. I can guarantee it is a much higher proof than most of the other things you find around town.
So, which did he say was more?
The mead. He
Oh,
was literally bragging about the mead he makes himself.
nice. Alright. And let's get a glass of that mead.
That'll be 75 poke for a bottle.
At least you get a whole bottle.
Mm-hmm.
It is only sold by the bottle.
Can you, how big a bottle we talk?
Probably your standard bottle.
Yeah, it is a standard bottle. So you're gonna give me a 100. Hang on, I get to give you.
Can you break 100?
Oh yeah, Ralph is kind of loaded. I forgot about this. So is Brooke. And Riley's kind of poor, but really Tucker's the most poor. 75.
Yeah, I just spent a full silver. I spent all your worth.
As you slide the 100 currency over, the Trevenant takes it, and with their other hand, they neatly drop a stack of 25 coins on the counter for I'll be humble. I need to check which vintages are best today.
With the scoops. Whichever ones will get me the drunkest.
I invite you already. And the Trevenant just, with a creaking scuttle, heads towards the back room. And yes, on the tables there are colored candles that give off a colorful light. There's even a chandelier that is hanging from the ceiling, apparently as a staff member.
Is the Lolita working there, or is she a patron?
The Gothatel is working. The Gothatel appears to be some form of waitstaff.
I'm gonna let's what's something corny that I could ask her?
He's trying to find things to say that activate the damn it Ralph scale.
Oh god, it's like the Henderson scale.
Also, Stringors, if you're wondering which models I grab for the table and which ones I don't, the answer is whatever I feel like doing, and if I'm lazy, if I'm not too lazy.
Yo. Yeah, so he beckons the Gothatel. Yo, do you come here often?
I come here every day. It feeds the darkness in my soul.
Yo, I'm all about feeding. Well, I don't feed the darkness in my soul. I mostly feed my belly. Slaps his belly.
I can see that. She just slow blinks, having shuffled over to Ralph. She's currently hanging on to a tray.
You look good for someone who feeds your darkness. You must feed it very good.
Yeah, I suppose. It's better than all that bright, happy sunshine that everybody really wants to press on everybody else. It's not like things are great around here right now.
Oh, well, things are better for me now that you're... You are so cute.
Let's try to pick up a waitress.
If you want cute, go to the cafe across the street. And the Gothitelle immediately begins ignoring you.
It's okay.
I am sorry, Ralph.
He like opens his mouth like he's gonna ask for a phone number, but then gets confused as to like, wait, why was I gonna ask her for a number? Like what? Like he gets confused, like, wait, what? What would be the point of
What's your Pelipper
Ralph.
address?
Ralph is confused. Ralph heard himself in the confusion.
Yeah. But like he opens his mouth like he's about to ask her for a number, then like it's like, wait, what would be the point of that?
So, when you're done with the exchange, you realize the Trevenant is just sort of looming behind you, and their expression is some mix of sympathetic and just like, you kind of deserve that. And they have the bottle of mead in there.
Oh, sweet. That's what I call fast service.
Max. Also, thank you, Mir, for following. Sorry your announcement did not pop up on stream. Fucking Streamlabs did not load a page, so that didn't work. Oh well, whatever. It's fixed now. Also, Kyrio had a BRB. That's fine.
That is fine. Just take your time. Like I said, it's a little stronger than everything else.
Oh, that's awesome. He pops the cork and he gives it a swig.
The Trevenant is going to look at this. For nary a second, he shall question his life decisions before going back to his work.
Going around making people question their life decisions. That's great.
Ralph, make me a vitality check.
Oh god, I have one vitality. Here we go.
One swig of this thick, sweet mead, and you are wasted, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I certainly hope he sat at a table.
He's sitting at the bar, is my assumption. Welcome back,
Hi,
Kyrio.
Kyrio.
You came just in time for Ralph to become wasted on one swig of a bottle.
Oh, not this. Oh, not this. Oh, yes. You know, other people have. Yeah, and it's not. He like taps the bar as he talks, but he's not really saying anything coherent. Which, by the by, is a thing I subconsciously do when I'm drunk. Like I tap the table like this when I'm saying things, but I'm not actually saying anything.
You think you're saying that.
Yeah.
Ralph thinks he's having an awesome conversation. The Trevenant is just going about doing his job, listening to Ralph make noises. The Trevenant is also tempted to take away the bottle and recork it for later. Not necessarily actually take it from Ralph, but like cork it so Ralph doesn't kill himself. Though I don't think Pokemon can really die.
If we find him passed out in a ditch, I'm leaving him in the ditch.
Ralph will take another swig and cork it himself, putting it in his bag for later.
Give me another vitality check.
Oh god.
See how much drunker I get.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
Wow.
Oh dear. We're going to have to figure out what Ralph does while he's drunk for the rest of the day.
Probably just gonna flop on the bar for the whole day, I imagine, but...
Is he a passive drunk or is he a crazy drunk?
Oh,
We're
no,
going to have to figure out, Tubby, what Ralph does for the rest of the day that he ends up back in the hotel room by the end.
Oh boy.
Because you, like, literally the rest of your day is spent drunk.
Found by Pangor and dragged back by a leg, I feel.
Oh, man.
Ralph has entered the arena.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Alright. So, back to the rest of the group. I feel bad for having to move the spotlight away from Ralph when he just got spotlight again. But,
I'll just put Ralph here, and I'll do that, and there we go. Let's move on.
I'm sorry.
I like how the most common state I leave Ralph's model in is fainted for numerous reasons at this point.
But he looks so happy.
Yeah, it's very happy.
He's happy already.
This is pretty much him right now, yeah.
Alright, so Riley, Lizard, Brooke, and Tucker are headed down towards the beach. Brooke, are you going to stop at the hotel, or are you just going to keep going to the beach? Because I know how much Brooke wants to go to the beach.
Ralph has learned skooma. Well, at least he didn't buy something illegal. Like that.
It's true, he bought something completely legal. He is of age to drink it.
For what I understand, skooma is just illegally strong alcohol in the Elder Scrolls series.
No, it's cocaine.
Is it cocaine? But they drink it.
It's
They do drink it, though.
it's-
They literally
It's
do drink
liquid
it.
cocaine.
It's like liquid cocaine or meth or something, because it's processed from moon sugar, which is like literally cocaine.
It's cocaine with some water added to make it go down.
So we have water.
It's
Let's drink
Coca-Cola.
much.
Oh no. Goodness, Toby, are you actually drunk?
Oh, I wish I was, though. I don't have the money for it. That would have been great to coincide with it.
Okay.
So, Kyrio, did you catch Car's question? Just making sure.
Yes, I was asking if Brooke had decided to go to the beach or if he was actually going to stop at the hotel with everyone else.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
I think it's pretty safe to assume that he would go for the beach. Because he was kind of eager about it.
He was. We can also just take a 5-minute break if we want, so people can stretch and nibble and drink and whatnot.
You know what? Actually, I could use a bathroom break. 1 second.
Okay. Intermission!
I'm gonna put the alcohol in my,
Trevenant Sat Mead 2/4. Because you took 2 out of 4 sways.
Okay.
There you go.
Are you okay, Eragon?
I'm alive.
Okay.
So does he like? Where's the sap come from?
It is Trevenant Sat Mead.
Yo. So he's like comes from his finger, or does he like spit it out, or?
I don't know, maybe he jabs a spigot into his side. Which would be metal. But literally, the Trevenant makes it himself. If you want, we can, while we're taking a break, we can decide what Ralph ends up doing.
Well, he wanted a suit, so I feel like he'll stumble into a suit shop or a clothes shop trying to buy. Oh, and it might not even be a clothes shop that he's trying to buy a suit from. That'd be hilarious.
No, that's fine, Kyrio, really. I sent the rest of them on a break, but I can reiterate the question for you. I asked if Brooke was going to stop at the hotel with everyone, or if he was going to go straight to the beach. Also, Ralph does end up, even drunk, finding a shop with clothing in it, just not a suit shop.
Yeah, so he stumbles towards the counter and show me where your best
Oh goodness.
suits are.
What I miss?
Well, one of the things Ralph has managed to do while drunk is stumble into a clothing shop looking for suits, even though they don't sell suits.
Okay.
Show me.
And there was a brief ping spike for some reason. And Kyrio's back, hopefully, at least for a bit. And Brooke is curious enough about the whole Rise thing to pop it.
Okay.
So we will figure out the rest of what Tubby did later.
All right.
Or the rest of what Ralph did. Might as well be the same thing.
The rest of what Tubby Ralph did later. It's a
So-
descriptor.
Rise is not immediately waiting for you guys at the hotel, but it's not hard to find him, based on the smell of the delicious food coming from the hotel kitchen.
Mm-mm.
And also yellow. Are you guys gonna pop your head into the hotel kitchens?
I'm not.
Oh, Tucker absolutely will. I was just switching the music real fast. There we go. But I know I'm going kind of back and forth here, but it's fine. It's on the same list. Why not? Yes, Tucker will. Wait, is Rise's cooking obvious, or is it just obvious that Rise is over there?
Both.
Ah. Well, Tucker will follow his nose then. And pad in, and again, probably marvel at this other opulent room in the hotel. The, restaurant area, or whatever they call it.
The kitchen.
Or the kitchen.
It's literally a rather expansive kitchen that's way better equipped than the Pioneering Club.
Oh, it's a big kitchen. So like Gordon
Yes, it is a
Ramsay
big
grade
kitchen.
kitchen. Gotcha.
Yes. There is a Loudred that is shouting back and forth with Rise on the best way to cook the current meal that they're making. But it's raw! It's sushi. It's supposed to be raw.
Oh god.
Joking aside, Rise does eventually notice Tucker and anyone else who pokes their head in, and excuses himself while glaring daggers at the Loudred. Yes, Loudred Ramsay lives. You're all welcome. Finally got around to it.
Oh yeah, that was requested. I remember now.
God, this is 2 campaigns in a row where we've had a Gordon Ramsay character appear.
Also, new picture.
2 sessions in a row as well. Hold on.
Oh gosh.
This has been less than a week between Gordon Ramsay encounters. This is weird.
Something up to miniature poodle Boston Terrier French. Dog book. There's a dog book behind this. I noticed. I could detect dog things. Also, I don't know why it's upside
Goodness,
down.
another ping spike.
Oh, pink spike. Oh no. Is everybody having that?
Yeah.
It looks like everybody is.
No.
Having that? No, wait, it's just you.
I think it happened when you loaded in the picture is all.
Oh yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you roboted for like a second. It's fine.
Oh, it's okay. I was just pointing out that the book in the background of this picture, because he took a picture of the book in the background's a dog book. That's all. That was my point. It's like, oh, it's a dog book.
So, Rise will come out of the kitchen, lightly nudging Tucker out of the kitchen as well, since, well, Tucker doesn't need to be in the kitchen at the moment, despite the very delicious smelling food.
Tucker may should not have poked in, but it's food. It smells. He was curious. Yes, he backs up.
How are you all adjusting to city life? He asks when he finally sees that most of the rest of the group is here, though he'll quirk an eyebrow when he notices Rob. You seem to be short someone.
Oh,
I say I could finally think clearly, but unfortunately, I don't think city life agrees with me.
Tucker pipes up and says, "Oh, well, Ralph popped into one of the cafes, I think. But it's pretty cool around here. It's a little overwhelming, but really neat. And there's so many smells."
You'll get used to it. It's only a little overwhelming at first. When you visit it a few times, start to know your way around, it's not so bad. I was actually hoping to introduce you all to a friend of mine. He runs a library here. Or, well, he calls it a library. It's closer to a bookshop. I don't really care for cities, Brooke says with a shrug. Not everyone does. If you all are interested, feel free to follow me. I'm due to visit him now anyway.
Should we go grab the resident bookworm for whatever cafe he's found himself in?
No need. I'm sure if he feels like visiting the library, he'll find it on his own. Besides, this vacation is supposed to give pioneers free time to enjoy themselves. Why ruin his enjoyment? Bryce says, not knowing what terror has been unleashed upon the city.
We're never gonna be invited back now. Like, they're gonna kick us out forever.
5 seconds later, Gigantamax Munchlax.
Oh no.
Oh god. Oh man.
Kaiju
Alright.
noises.
Now I'll get my Attack on Titan gear out and I'll deal with them.
I figured.
Well, you guys have fun. I think I'm just gonna head to the beach. Books slow me down too much. Brooke grins. Have fun, but stay safe out there. After all, go too deep and you might find Pokemon that aren't exactly friendly. And Rise just sort of smirks back at Brooke.
"Oh, bye, Brooke," says Tucker, kind of giving a friendly tailway goodbye. Yeah, I'll come along. I'd be interested in meeting your friend. Is
And what about you, Mr. Brawler?
Well, I'm just gonna look away. I'll pass.
Oh well. Go ahead and enjoy yourself. Rise is going to just saunter his way out of the hotel in his usual manner. I'm sure it'll be fine, Brooke says, pats Tucker on the head and heads outside. Alright. We know Brooke is heading to the beach. What are Riley and Lizard going to be doing?
I'm gonna ask what Lizard wants to do.
oh cute.
Lizard has absolutely no idea what to do. He has never been in the city before. They have never been in the city before. Keep forgetting to do gender.
I think we know what gender you think you in your mind believe Lizard is now.
I default to he when it's gender neutral characters.
I do too, to be fair.
I'm gonna ask Lizard if he wants to go sunbathe.
Okay. I'm alright with that. Where do we do it?
Probably on the beach. like quieter there than in the middle of town.
Okay. Lizard fidgets, looking out at the beach. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, it's very noisy here. It's hard to explain.
I'm sorry, it's hard to explain.
But, what?
He's just gonna apologize for everything.
Don't worry about it, Liz.
I don't know if it's possible for me to not worry.
No.
Yeah, if you worry about me for everything, you'll probably have a heart attack.
Rocky. At least you wear your intentions on your sleeve. Why?
I hope you don't get a heart attack. Lizard squeaks and sort of tugs on Riley's hand to take him out to the beach so they can maybe relax.
I will go.
I'm gonna put Brooke in the ocean because there's an ocean behind the mats. There we go. There we go.
So since we're on the subject of the beach, as Brooke heads out...
Wait for a dive.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. What?
As Brooke...
That kind of works. There we go.
As Brooke heads out to the beach, he feels the warm sand under his feet, hears the sounds of the surf, of other Pokemon on the beach, the wing gulls cawing above, like the winged rattatas they are.
Freaking rats in the sky.
Joking aside. And then you finally get out to the water, and it's cold and crisp, and it feels so good. So much better than anything else you've felt so far on the Plains continent since becoming a Pokemon. Even taking, a bath or whatever, just, it doesn't compare to actual water. Actual true ocean water. And while Kyrio potentially works on the reply, we'll go with his and Tucker.
Yay. Tucker is happy to fall behind Rice, though he does eventually kind of bounce up to Rice's side and he comments, so where's this I forgot what you called the place.
Library.
So where's this
a library? Give me a second, I'm going to voice Brooke briefly.
Oh.
Arceus, help me, I'm never leaving. Brooke sighs, diving in immediately. The relief on your
walk in the water and just drag him out. Throw him over his shoulder and then walk out. It's the only way of getting him out of the water.
You might have to.
He's gonna be kicking and screaming.
So yeah, the relief on your scales is immediate. You didn't realize it, but your scales were dried out being in the Plains continent. It's incredibly refreshing, like drinking a glass of water after having not drunk anything for several days. But yes, back to Tucker and Rice. What was the question again? Where the library was?
Yeah, Tucker asked, so where the library is, yeah. Just to make conversation, really.
It's actually relatively close to the entrance of town. Unfortunately, we didn't have any time to stop back then. Been too long since I've come back, even though it's only been a year.
You come here all the time?
I used to. At least, before I retired. And then he pauses and looks down at his forepaws. I would give you air quotes, but I can't accept.
Tucker does a little giggle.
And how are you holding up? My adorable little pup.
Tucker looks away for a second, a little blush on his face at that comment. But then looks back quite perkily. Well, actually, I'm doing pretty good. Things have been a bit rough, but you know that. But I think I've been feeling a lot better, and I talked to everyone, and let them know I'd be doing better too.
That's good. You know you can talk to me if you need to, Tucker.
Yeah, I always will if I have a problem. But I'm also going to talk to my group more too.
Nodding, the Lipard smiles. He seems mildly less tight. It's good to be able to rely on your team. To rely on those around. It's important.
Yeah, I don't think I ever relied on them enough. I need to trust them more.
There's something that I'm still learning, you know, Tucker. And it's the fact that we can't filter everything ourselves. Even if sometimes it feels like you have to.
Tucker nods quietly to this.
So you walk with Rise for a while, and during the travel time, Ralph has heckled a clothing store clerk
Oh no.
for a suit, and they're going to try and be nice and comply with Ralph. I mean, they know that Ralph is drunk. It's hard not to know, but this poor Galvantula that runs this shop is just trying to find something that will fit Ralph. And failing.
Yo, I'll pay you good. Good.
And they just they're sort of they're just sort of stuttering and waving their little petty pals, trying to help Ralph into and out of clothing that like wanders over to. None of it is a suit, of course, but you know they're just trying to humor Ralph at the moment and hopefully get a sale out of it.
Yeah, I want my suit to be extra fancy. Like, when I talk to the poker ladies, they're gonna look at my suit and say, gosh, that Monsex has... He burps a little. Yeah, he has it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but now I can only imagine Ralph voiced by Rick from Rick and Morty.
Oh no.
No.
Roll smart for me, please. I want to see how coherent you are.
Oh boy. Oh, the type chart got tilted. Oh. Barely. Somehow.
Okay, you're actually coherent enough to say all this properly, instead of a garbled mess of noise. So, they don't exactly have super fancy clothing at this place, but, you know...
He's too drunk to...
Too drunk to really taste the difference, I guess.
Yeah. There's no fucking telling where he ends up.
I just... Gosh, Ralph is so drunk it's affecting my ability to describe things.
Hey, Tubby, you know what you should do?
Yeah?
You should write down a few things Ralph can do, and then just roll die for it.
I mean, go for it if that's what
Like
you
that's
feel
just
like doing.
that's just a random idea since you have since he's drunk and unpredictable.
And he has 2 more swigs of the bottle.
Yeah, I can get drunker.
If you fail another vitality roll on that check, you're gonna be passed out. That's where shenanigans end and Ralph gets, like, brought somewhere.
Hospitalized.
Yeah, probably. The poor Chansey that has to deal with that.
Oh,
no.
man. So, yeah, Ralph's probably gonna buy something. He's still too drunk to understand that this isn't a suit. So, I'm thinking, should the tie be red, or is that too cliche?
The shop doesn't have any ties. What you actually have is a shirt that has a red stripe down the center.
Nice. This is nice.
So, the outfit you end up purchasing costs 6 coins.
Alright, how ridiculous is it?
We'll figure that out later. On a scale of 1 to 6, let's see how ridiculous it is. 3. Average.
Nice. There you go. 6 money. Yeah, I got the fancy thread. I can pick up the poke kit.
So just
Yo.
contemporary hipster, not avant-garde. Oh, Kyrio.
Kyrio knows fashion. Kyrio knows his fashion. Kyrio has drawn numerous really good clothing stuff actually recently on some characters. So yeah, Kyrio, you know your fashion.
Does it, like, with a hat and all, do I have...
It is a full outfit, so it does include a hat.
Nice.
It includes a hat if you want it to.
Sweet.
Well, when it comes to hipsters and avant-garde, I think that is just people kind of slapping stuff together and saying, "Yeah, that's totally what I meant to do." So, I think I think you're fine.
So, Eragon, is there anything besides sunbathing that Riley is going to do with Lizard for a while?
Can we just like lay in the sand and I can try and meditate? I would offer for a try. I'm not sure how well that's going to go. This is Riley we're talking about here.
Also, would he be anywhere near? Would you two be anywhere near Brook, or you guys are at separate
We'd
areas?
probably be decently close to Brook.
They can probably see Brooke frolicking in the water unless Brooke goes real far out or far down the beach, which would lead Brooke either towards the tourney grounds or towards the docks. But yeah, Lizard finds a nice flat stretch of sand and just sprawls out to warm.
As lizards do. Let's see if I can regain my mental stability in any capacity in this case here.
Alright, go ahead and do... Give me...
Sunbathing.
Special Survival and Channel.
Special survival channel.
Yes, I know that's very odd.
It's a weird combo, but alright. Oh.
Being out on the beach, especially away from a multitude of other Pokemon, really helped. You clear your head at least of the headache that the city has been inflicting you with.
Oh, thank God for that.
You can still sense worry, but that's obviously coming from Lizard. Brook is swimming around, probably figuring out his limits in the water with his new form since he hasn't had a good chance for it yet, which is a good idea. There's also the exuberance just radiating off your team leader, even at a distance.
God.
Well, I imagine pause and
There's
moves are a little more bearable, right?
Well, yeah. Please, a sweet taste in my mouth. Sure, Brooke.
You can also sense a modicum of happiness from Lizard.
I shall rest singular hand on Lizard.
They jump and sort of wiggle a bit, or they just settle down and let it happen.
Wiggle.
Just sort of startled by the initial contact. They may or may not scoot an inch or two closer.
This is good.
Y'all are adorable. Way more wholesome than I thought you'd be.
What do you mean you thought we'd be? What do you think would happen?
Well, when you initially caught Lizard, I didn't realize how wholesome this would turn out.
I love this lizard.
Lizard may or may not, though.
May or may not.
You understand the implication of the word.
Absolutely.
Anyway. So, Rise takes Tucker pretty much across the city, which it does take a while, but Rise knows his way around, even though he's not here particularly often lately.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take you as long as it might have to find the library. And it's an interestingly colored place. It's got several large front windows and a sort of standardly shaped door. But on the door there's a yellow-tinted star-shaped window on it. And the colors for the shop are black, yellow, and blue, aside from the clear windows, which show shelves with rows and rows of books, as well as a front desk that is being manned by a Luxray.
Haha. As soon as you started describing it, I was like, I think I know what species this is. Yay. What generation is that? 3? 4?
Not 3,
no, 4.
4.
Oh,
Look,
right.
Luxray.
Now watch as I pull the wrong Pokemon because I always mix up Luxray and, Alright, let's see. I found Munchlax again. Actually, yeah, we have a lot of Pokemon. We have a lot of party members from this generation, actually. Oh, I see. Let's see. Well, as usual, guys, you have a better eyes than me. I see Shinx. I found Shinx. Where's, let me guess. Last one? Nope. It's been last one twice, though.
Aww, the old Litten model is gone.
What?
The old Litten model that we had, I was able to tint purple, and that's the one I used because
Wait, really?
Appropriate color.
Okay, you tint this
Yeah.
one? I don't see it either. Where is it?
No, it was the old ones before we got the new tables and the models were updated.
Oh, here we go. Is Luxray the final evolution? Because that's the thing I always forget.
Yeah.
Okay, there.
I think something.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest looking Pokemon in general, I think.
It's a good kitty. For sure. It's also very small, as usual. Let me fix that. Okay, you fix it. That's better. Oops.
As you all enter the library, I say you all, but it's just you and Rise. You see that Purloin is there, along with Shinx and Litten. Really, Dad? You won't let me stay here? Look, I have to run the library. I can't have your mischief wandering around the shop. Besides, at this point, everybody knows you're here again, so they'll be on the look. You never let me do anything fun. Purloin folds her arms, and then sees Rise and Tucker enter. Well, I see you've got time for them. Come on, guys. We'll go back to the hotel and get a room. And Lynn just sort of sighs and waves a forepaw at you two. The Shinx looks mildly depressed and then bounds after Purloin. Wait up, sis.
Tucker seems a little confused why they were there, sniffs as they pass, but doesn't say anything.
Sorry for the trouble, Mr. Luxray. The Litten just sighs.
Can you ever get the other two
It's-
models?
They had models originally. We don't need to worry about it.
I know.
They're not-
I'm just kind of asking myself, honestly. I'll get them later, though.
Well, it's not the only room left necessarily, but it's the only room that was left prepared.
Also, kind of funny.
Also, you have no idea if they're gonna actually take someone else's room or not, or what they're gonna do.
Can we go crash in our room since we didn't lock it?
Like, potentially could.
You've given the idea now, you guys are screwed.
Does Ralph have the wherewithal to notice that someone is already sleeping in the bed?
Oh dear.
Locks
Oh,
his
no.
body.
Man, I'm loving the sweet guys. Thank you, Lizard.
I suppose you could say that the suite is pretty sweet.
That was actually awful.
Nah.
That was genuinely terrible.
Look, the more ideas you guys give me, the more content you get. Luxray pads out around from behind their little librarian desk. It's nice to see you again, Rise. Who's your friend? He looks curiously at Tucker, tilting his head. Sparks just sort of travel along his pelt.
Tucker gives a sheepish smile up at him and says, "Oh, I'm Tucker." And does a little tail waggle.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Tucker. Any friend of Rise is a friend of mine. And Luxray smiles with more than a little warmth at Rise.
Aw.
Your kindness is appreciated, Luxray. I wanted to show his entire team the library, but most of them weren't interested. I can't blame you. I mean, not every Pokemon likes to read, and most of them have trouble with books. Yes, well, not everyone is as skilled at being quadrupedal as we are. You didn't have to live with it all. Well, it helped I had a good teacher or two. Huh. So, just here to visit then? To check up on things. I see that your daughter is being mischievous as ever. There's something of an awkward pause between the two.
Tucker watches kind of quietly. He knows better than to break awkward pauses. But he does think for a second and speak up. I like reading books, too. I actually read to the kids back in Savon. Sometimes.
Oh. You do? Well, we have a pretty good story section towards the back. A lot of them were contributed by pioneers, actually. We even have an entire book that was made by Team Pioneer.
Oh,
Looks right. Now it's Rise's turn to look mildly sheepish.
that's a,
Well, it's true. It's actually a fairly inspirational work, though it only covers stuff that happened here on the Plains continent. Kind of a shame, really. I keep hearing about all the other adventures. Kind of jealous I wasn't there.
I might want that book.
Well, unfortunately, I don't sell many books these days, but you're free to browse and read as much as you like.
Okay, thank you.
And hey, I know that it's the he taps his paw on the floor as he thinks about it. The team building exercise vacation, right? Sorry, it's been a while since I've been a pioneer, so I've kind of forgotten some of the names for things. But anyway, I know it's the pioneer vacation thing, so if you need a little extra money, you can always help out around here. It's easy work, even for quadrupeds. He lifts a forepaw again, showing his yellow paw pads.
Tucker does a little wriggle and responds with the same motion with his own forepaw, feeling a little bit of a kinship in this whole scene, being with two other quadrupeds. I might consider that. I'm not sure what I'm doing right now. I'm not used to such a big city, but I want to look around and maybe I'll come back and help.
I'd appreciate that. But take your time and look around. If you're new here, it can take a while to get used to all of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, and if you see any strangely dressed Pokemon sort of marching down towards the tourney grounds, try and keep your distance.
Tucker thinks for a moment. Oh, there was this one Lucario. He was kind of weird. Like that?
Both Rise and Luxray just sigh and hang their heads. That would be Clyde. He's one of the supposed champions that has had a throne at the Colosseum for a while. Yeah, the champions aren't exactly all the best mannered. I think only Deadeye's the one that has any politeness to him. Really? Is that the name he goes by now? Yeah, I remember the stage names anyway. It's not like I go watch the matches. Something to consider. Though I suppose if any Pokemon in the Pioneer Club were really that desperate, they could just enter a tournament. If they won, I know there's always a big prize in it. Do you really want to suggest your proteges to go risk themselves in the arena? No. What do you take me for? A sly piece of liquid darkness? Flattery will get you every X-ray.
I didn't get Ralph everywhere.
Ralph tried. Ralph tried. Would have been too easy if it worked in the beginning. But Rise is going to sort of sidestep and slide his tail under Luxray's chin, causing Luxray to sort of blush and his fur to floof out in static a bit. Anyway, I would also appreciate it if you two would keep an eye out for my daughters. I know they can be a lot of trouble, but they aren't actually bad.
Oh,
We've talked to them before in my group. They don't seem terrible or anything. They're a little mean, but
She just, Rise starts walking out the door. We know. She takes after her mother, right? Right. I guess the term is willful. Anyway, Tuck, I guess Rise is leaving now, but you're free to stay as long as you like. And, you probably saw Furloin before, Shinx, but unfortunately I can't let them stay in the house here. Too much mischief over the years. It wouldn't look too good if Magna might be hovering around the store.
Tucker nods, somewhat in understanding to that.
I will keep an eye out for them, though. They weren't super nice, but I understand that, you know, people can be complex. And Poke can too.
Nodding, Luxray smiles. It's not like I'm going to stop them from visiting or going to rooms or anything. It's just, if the Magna might find out that they're staying here for the vacation, they might set up a watch. Let's just say that when they ran away from home to become pioneers, they certainly left an impression.
Tucker takes a second to think about what that might mean, but doesn't press it.
Well, yeah, I'll look around the library a little bit. I'm kind of curious to look at all the books.
Take your time. They're not walking off anywhere. So, how much time is Tucker going to spend at the library?
Well, he's mainly just curious about that one book that was mentioned. Also, I should point out that Tucker is not blind to the somewhat curious interactions between these two cats, but again, he knows when not to speak up sometimes, unlike a lot of the rest of the party. But he does casually observe it. His tail probably wriggling here and there, as you can tell, they're overall positive interactions. He's glad to meet a friend of Rise's. As for how long, he would probably, I don't know. How big's the book? Probably a big book, right?
Roll me a Doom die to see if you find
The
it.
Doom book. Alright, let's see.
The Doom die.
Oh. Well, it's a 1.
You do not.
Oh, that's too bad. Well,
Are you going to try looking at any other books, reading anything, studying?
Tucker will... What would Tucker be looking for besides that? He would probably get sidetracked and just look at some random books. Whatever maybe catches his attention. So that's probably something related to maybe food, cooking. Actually, yeah, he would probably be looking at some cookbooks after a while, just meandering over to any sort of cooking-related, food-related books. Remembering, of course, that Rise did point out that being a quadruped does not limit you, and he does kind of like cooking. And, yeah. So that's what he'd be looking for.
There is indeed a small section with cookbooks. So, the minimum time investment for any sort of result is 2 hours. And if you spend 4 hours studying, you will get 1 extra experience point.
Ooh.
And you will also get a chance to roll the Doom.
Well... Yeah, he probably would spend a good 4 hours. He probably would lose himself on a good book about food, and he does feel rather warmly welcomed here, so he'd like to hang out a little while. So I'd say the 4 hours.
Yay, the first event that actually has a solid hour requirement. Go ahead and roll the Doom die again
All right.
and see if you get the book. Okay.
Let's see. Oh, wow, the exact opposite roll. Okay.
Okay.
Loud Red Ramsey wrote the book.
Okay. I didn't expect that to happen on day one, but, you know, the dice have spoken.
Wow, 2 6s.
Alright. So, as you're going to put the cookbook away, you realize that there's a back corner that you missed. That's kind of hidden by the way the shelves are positioned. You know how there's that optical illusion where it looks like it's a solid wall, but it's just because the way the wall is behind the other two?
Oh yeah, you don't notice the gap.
Same concept here. And as you walk further back, you see a back side table with an old, sort of mostly melted candle. And there's a really worn out, thick tome lying there.
Well,
Now I need to go find.
find what? Also, I should note that the way Tucker was reading the cookbook, he found it on the shelf and carefully pawed that specific book off the shelf, and just kind of read it right there on the ground, poking his nose to turn the pages, using his paw here and there.
Adorable.
He had a little trouble putting it back. He very gently bit it because he didn't want to damage the book, and kind of put it back on the shelf.
Yep. Before you sits an old, worn logbook of some description. There looks to have been some sort of illustration on the cover, but time and very thin-lined scratches have made it impossible to see what it once was. When you turn the cover, the first page shows a similar level of wear and tear around the edges, and much of the text is smudged, scratched out, or too faded to read.
Tucker will squint at this for a bit, trying to see if he can read it. But if he can't quite... Oh. Hello, this for Pio illegible. Tur may are so in ineligible section that oh whoa. No. But oh whoa.
But at the very end of this...
Oh, well, what's this?
I'm sorry, I had to
God
bring it up.
darn it.
The chat did it before me,
I knew
though.
it. But at the end is a much more recent. It's less faded, but it's wrinkling. There's wrinkling around the page in that area that suggests water damage. Dearest daughter, forgive me. This path is hard, and I wouldn't wish it on. Maybe one day you'll find this, when I'm gone perhaps, and understand. I love you, even if you hate me.
Aw. That's also in the glimpses, by the way, for those of you in the Pokerole channel. I remember that. Also there. Seems like, hello, this is for Pioneers of the Future. Yeah.
Yep.
Tucker does think about it for... Oh.
In fact, nearby, if you look carefully, Tucker will find that there is a much more recent edition of this book that is much less worn down, so this logbook in particular must be quite special.
Well, Tucker will be pawing... He basically will be skimming. Basically pawing through all of it, especially a little faster through the parts that he can't read as well. But he does pay attention to anything that catches his eye as he looks through it. It's quite a big book, so you couldn't possibly read the whole thing right now, but...
Yeah, the third ever glimpse.
Oh, wow.
I've been waiting for this.
Clearly. I guess you got lucky that while Ralph was not doing the book stuff, at least somebody was. Ralph's too busy getting drunk to read books right now.
Oh, I'm sure Ralph will do things that aren't getting drunk during the week. It's just he finally has a chance for real alcohol.
Yeah, he's not had it really. He's not been able to really party in the plains.
He really hasn't. But in Seaspray, he has the chance. And who knows, if he stays out late, maybe he'll get the chance to party hardy. Most of the stories are told from a slightly strange perspective. They don't specifically name the members of Team Cheer or their titles, at least at first. Team Pioneer.
I was gonna say, I'd be surprised if they named us.
It's a book of the future. Sorry, it's getting a little late. But
book from the future.
it doesn't specifically name Team Pioneer at first, but it's very obvious who it is after a while. Especially when the titles start getting involved. But most of the stories in the Worn Out book, especially the ones that pertain to the Reaper, they're very worn out. Some of the sections are almost completely illegible for 1 to 2 paragraphs consecutively.
That is correct.
In the newer book, you can match up the sections. Midway through reading, though, Luxray pads back looking for you since you seem to have disappeared from the shelf. Oh. I didn't realize that was still here. Here. Let me take care of it. I should leave that in Furloin's room. They'd be upset if someone tried to take it.
Oh. I'm sorry if I wasn't supposed to read it. It's really interesting, though.
It's fine. This is a copy that was left for me. The newer one has all the same stories. And he very gingerly picks up the older logbook in his jaws. Heads off to another door towards the back that probably leads to the living room.
Well, Tucker did have a good read out of that book, so he'd probably be satisfied for the time being.
Go ahead and add your 1 experience for the time usage, by the way, so that we don't have to figure that out at the end.
Yes. He would probably, assuming the Luxray had nothing else to really say, he would probably wait around to say goodbye, because he's nice like that, and then he'd probably head out.
It won't take long. Luxray will be right out. He'll say goodbye to you too, and wish you a good vacation.
Thank you.
Oh, where'd Rise go? Back to the hotel, I assume?
Yeah. Oh no.
Wait, somebody's
Oh
missing.
gosh. Ralph is way over
yeah.
there. Brooke is in the water. Okay, I just need to figure out where everyone
Yeah.
is. Like, oh, where'd they all
I
go?
thought we deleted Ralph again. Again? Wait, yeah, it would be again, wouldn't it? Oh no, it was Brooke that got deleted, not Ralph.
Okay.
Also, I guess I have one. I don't know if you're any, but I have one final question. Is it late at that point, or is there still some time of the day?
It's getting till late afternoon. You still have a couple hours with which to do things.
Also,
By now everybody's already been doing their thing for several hours.
Mhm.
So, Lizard and Riley have been sunbathing for several hours, so if they have anything
Yeah,
else they would
sunbathing.
like to do,
Yes, let's talk about
that's
that.
fine. Brooke has been swimming. Ralph has been carousing about town in a horribly mismatched outfit that the Galvantula regrets unleashing upon the world.
Oh, but he was trying to pick up kicks too. So
I'm just imagining Ralph in a mustard yellow shirt with a red stripe down the middle and jean shorts,
yes,
plus fedora.
Fedora, yes.
Yeah, Lord,
Yes.
what-
I'm gonna
Oh.
have Lizard set him on fire.
Complete with the little feather, like the little feather.
Sure, it can have a feather if you want.
Sweet. Oh man. So, do I roll it? Yes, it's you can. I roll a die to like see if I get a date, or is it like DM Veto? I don't get it.
Alright, so what else is Ralph going to try to do?
Wait, there's like clubs, right?
Not in the way that you're probably thinking.
I'm thinking like a dance club, or
No. There is no dance club or rave club or what have you. The
Is there a
cafe
place
is the
where-
closest thing you get.
let's go into one drunk.
A cafe.
Yeah. Maybe I think it's a.
I see.
Okay. It's not the Gloaming Wood or Cafe V, but you do find another like cafe / meeting spot elsewhere in town. And what is Ralph going to be trying to do again?
He's gonna see if he can't maybe get a date.
This is his focus now.
Roll smart for me, please, to see how coherent you are.
Rocky is saying I'm terrible. Alright, hold on.
Oh, one.
Ralph is only half coherent, and at one point, he tries to hit on a street lamp,
Yeah.
thinking that it is a oh goodness, what could it be? What's a really tall Pokemon?
Hello and
Hello.
fucking Executor. That's tall.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, yeah, a nicely dressed Alolan Executor lady, when in reality it's just a street lamp.
Yo, you're pretty tall. Yo, some guys don't want it to be with a tall woman, but yo, I don't mind at all. You're such a good listener.
There's a giraffe rig in a police uniform, just standing off to the side, staring at this, with a face that says, "I'm not paid enough for this."
Oh man. Yo,
Okay, buddy.
can I walk you home? Yes, the street lamp.
Okay, you're not taking the street lamp. Where are you situated, sir?
So I'm staying at the hotel locomotive.
Let's look at... They stand there for a minute thinking, and while the main head's brain fries, the body turns around so that the back head, the one that looks like a chain chomp, is speaking. Okay. Had enough shenanigans today.
Wait, what? Your butt is talking to me.
Screw this, I'm getting the Magnemite.
Oh, no.
And the giraffe rig just sort of awkwardly trots away. You can hear a distant buzzing.
I turned back to the street lamp. I'll be back tomorrow. You can meet up right here, okay?
The street lamp does not respond, for it is a street lamp.
Best damn response of this session. Oh, I don't think he'll get arrested. You know how police just like, okay, where do you live? Let's get you home. Probably that.
If Ralph were belligerent, that'd be a different answer, but this poor warrant officer giraffe rig.
So I guess the Magnemites, the Magnetite. Yo, you any luck catching the grass bomb people?
Roll smart for coherency. So, they get what you're asking, but the general response of the Magnemite is they use their magnets to just sort of start levitating / dragging Ralph, because he's heavy, down the street towards the hotel. It is under investigation and classified.
I'll call you, he calls after the streetlight.
The Magnezone following turns around, looks to see if there's anyone that Ralph is calling to. Like, nobody looks like they want anything to do with Ralph.
Oh, man.
Some Pokemon are very stray. And then they continue escorting Ralph back to the hotel.
Yo, you like my suit?
The Magnemite do not have a sense of fashion. They don't know what's fashionable anymore, so they just sort of do the whole smile and nod and agree thing.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir. Your outfit looks wonderful, sir. Keep coming this way, sir. Back to your hotel room, sir.
As we passed the one place where I got wasted at, I pointed, I'm like, that place, you fat.
Oh boy.
We are certain, sir. It's a great establishment, sir.
I have to ask a question now. Is the library on the same street?
No.
Okay.
The library is way up near the entrance.
Tucker will not end up seeing
back
this
where
scene.
you guys... No, Tucker does not see this scene.
Oh, okie dokie, so back to the hotel.
Back to the hotel for Ralph. Ralph is going to probably be the first one back to the hotel by virtue of the fact that he was drunk.
Escorted.
So let's go up the stairs if I can.
Oh no, the Magnite aren't risking that. In fact, the Magnezone isn't going to risk that, so they're going to just levitate you up the room after they ask Aloe where you go.
Oh, there's so much better, guys.
If Kyrio is still with us, is there anything in particular Brooke does during the many hours that everyone else is doing things while Brooke is swimming and frolicking?
Yes, that's a good question. Does he just swim on the surface? Does he dive down? I'm kind of curious about that. How much exploring is he doing, or is he just bobbing and soaking?
When he finally gets to the room, Ralph will take one last swing before hitting the hay.
Go ahead and take it off your thing.
Oh, do you have a bottle in your inventory? You do at this point, okay.
Yes.
Does it have a amount on it?
Yes.
Ah, I see. I see. Nicely done. I didn't even notice you added that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll vitality. Please succeed.
Why did you say that? Wow. He really can't hold his liquor.
So, Ralph barely gets...
The, like, speed comes all over the hotel room.
No. So, Ralph barely gets the bottle down on a side table near his bed before he's passed out. Ralph does not notice anything amiss with the room.
Uh-oh.
Obviously.
Is there anything interesting Riley would like to do?
Kyrio did respond.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
I will get to that.
Alright, just let you know.
I
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that sunbathing for many hours is not really a good idea. I mean, Riley's furry, so he probably would not get sunburned, but I don't know about lizard. I guess lizard. Lizard is lizard. Dude, lizards sunburn? I imagine they could.
They can just show their skin, though.
I don't know, being they're cold-blooded, so they need to spend hours and hours.
Yeah, lizards love sunbathe. I just wonder if they can get burned from it. They probably could if it's hot enough, but that's true. Lizard is part fire. That is kind of a good point.
Riley forgets to turn over the whole time, so he's like sunburned on the front.
And I will eternally forget Salandit's actual typing because I'm dumb.
I think Eragon's asleep.
No, I'm not. You guys have just been talking. I couldn't get a word.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'd probably just train after a bit, I suppose. Doesn't want to disturb the lizard.
Let lizard sunbathe.
Are you going to train by yourself, or look for someone to train with you, or to train you in particular?
I like to just train by myself.
Okay. Give me... You know what? Roll for me... 6 dice.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Nicely done.
Which training were you doing?
Probably just oil training. I'm on a beach, nothing really to club around here. I just want to just start hitting the sand like I'm having a temper tantrum.
Awesome. You were very close.
What did that do for me?
I added a tick for every success because each roll was for an hour.
Jesus. How many ticks do I need to learn Bone Club?
Not Bone Club, Aura Training.
No, I'm saying there's so many for Aura Training and there's not nearly anything. I've got 3 for Bone Club. I'm never learning this.
Speaking of learning things, drink algae! I never realized the word algae was in it. I always just said like... That's why I get a stroke whenever I try to say that
Oh,
name.
I always thought it was pronounced dragouch. Or drag
I didn't realize the word algae was there. And algae is a really weird fucking word. So, yeah.
And you're actually much closer to learning Bone Club than your aura training thing. Your aura training thing is much more nebulous. Bone Club is very specific.
Not everything has the same number of ticks, in other words. For instance, I have no idea how many ticks I need for babysitting to get me something.
The My Price one is very concerning.
The My Price one is special.
I thought you added
Yeah, I
that.
know it's special. No, I wish it was my price. It's not my price, it's his
Let's
price.
see. He has, then
Cackles in DM.
Brooke has 2 nature ticks. Or 3. I'm stupid.
Yes.
I'm just checking. I'm
And
checking
it will be
progress.
possible to specifically train while in Seaspray. If you have free time, it's possible to specifically train, specialties, skills, etc. It requires time and or money. Or
Random thought. If we're talking nature, I do wonder if him being in the water and hanging out in the water could result in a tick in some way too. Then Ralph has just ticks. This is boring. It's just ticks.
Well, Ralph's ticks are also a little different.
They're a secret. That's why I have quotations.
Yes. So, Brooke, since I really do need to get to you, I feel like I've neglected you for quite a while. I'm sorry. But such is part of the consequence of multi-character free time.
It's fine.
But again, it's fine.
It's fine.
So, once Brooke gets the hang of his body in the water, which a lot of stuff seems to just sort of flow naturally, especially when Brooke doesn't think too hard about how it works. Because you know how sometimes you think about how you're typing and it causes you to forget how to type? That is a thing. I've had it happen before. It's really weird. But once Brooke gets the hang of it, just sort of swimming along, eventually starting to explore without even meaning to. Interestingly enough, when Brooke sort of swings around near the water by the tourney grounds, he'll find that there is, it's not exactly really a net so much as a barrier that has a mesh design to it that is being projected around that area. And it's very specifically a sort of half circle that connects to the shore at its edges. So, from what you can gather, even though there isn't anyone particularly in the barrier's area, but what you can understand, it's probably where aquatic Pokemon are permitted to battle on the tourney grounds. And on the surface, you can see there are actually Pokemon training within the area on the door. But when Brooke decides to sweep down towards the dock area, you'll find that along the way, there's a reef that has rather large and extensive coral buildup. And not all of it is exactly colorful and healthy, especially closer to the surface, but it's also near the docks, so that's kind of expected. But deeper in the coral, it's visible to see that there are abodes there, made out of coral and seaweed and sea stone. For aquatic Pokemon, some of them swimming in and out, going about their lives underwater. The underneath of the docks themselves it's fairly standard. There's the barnacle Pokemon whose name I forget, plastered to the pillars of the docks. Which, in a Pokemon world, yeah, it feels mildly out of place to see docks like this here, but they aren't excessively modern either. In particular, there is a Wailord that is docked there, just sort of snoozing, while other Pokemon are unloading cargo late in the afternoon. Though eventually, the sun does begin to set, and you have to start thinking about whether you're going to stay out in the water or return to the hotel. Then again, no one is necessarily making you return. And no, not Barbarical. Barbarical is the evolved form that wanders around. I'm talking about the unevolved form. Well, or you can swim around more. Like I said, it's late afternoon.
Binnacle.
Ah, Binacle.
Binnacle. Yeah, that's what I said. I didn't say it wrong.
But for now, I think we'll leave the final few hours of the first day for next session because it's late.
This is fair. Ralph went to bed a little early, which he probably needs to. Not notice anything wrong with the room.
Ralph went to bed.
Riley is going to be doing training on... What is he using for training, I wonder? Well, I guess we'll find out next session.
Riley's doing aura training.
Which doesn't require
and
much.
He has enough open space to do it.
Yay. And Brooke can do what he wants to do with the reef or such. And Tucker is probably still in the town. He has something he'll probably do next session. But yeah, this is a good time to end. Eragon needs sleep badly. Dear, I bet you're gonna pop off first. So have a good night. I'll give you a cut in a little while.
I need experience.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. So, everybody gets the standard 2 experience, of course.
Okay.
Tucker already got his bonus experience for studying.
Hey there, Cypher.
I'm going to give Riley a bonus XP for the wholesome.
Wholesome XP. The wholesome tax.
And you know what? I am going to give Brooke the nature tick as well as a bonus XP for role-playing.
Oh.
Ralph, you're going to get 2 bonus XP.
Really?
Yes. You... Not specifically for getting drunk, but for a heck of a time. It is the best way to put it.
It's worth knowing that Riley just purchased Appointed Special and got thus cuter.
Oh no.
Why is that a no now?
Just want to point out.
Oh no. Riley is becoming more attractive by the moment.
I'm very beautiful and I'm also adorable. And I'm pretty freaking cool and pretty freaking tough.
You can't be everything.
I am everything. I'm just stupid.
It's quite okay, Key. I would recommend resetting the drivers. Your tablet will probably have some sort of preference file you can like back up and restore. Make a backup when it's working correctly, restore it when it's not. That's usually that's what I do to fix my tablet. But hey, that was a good session.
I'm currently noting down in the event table what everyone was doing when we finished, so I can pick us up where we left off.
Yeah, you can just note Tucker is like going to seek out dinner. Because if I recall correctly, the hotel will provide a breakfast. But that does not mean a dinner.
The hotel is going to provide breakfast today.
And after that long walk, yeah.
I can imagine Riley seeing Ralph's outfit and my eyes are burning.
Good night, dear.
Have a good night, Eric.
It's like Rice, like seeing Ralph, and it's just like, ah, my eyes.
Or Ralph,
I have to wonder.
when he realizes.
Man, when we figure out what outfit it is, though, because I mean, this is just a mock-up. We don't know if this is the outfit right now.
The outfit is a mustard yellow shirt with a singular red line down the center, jean shorts, and a fedora with a toucan feather.
Oh no, that's terrible and great at the same time.
I love it, though.
So it's not super far for this. Just need to change the shirt and give him pants and a feather.
I think it's hard to give him Munchlax pants. I'm going to assume he has the jean shorts on.
Yeah. Much like pants, that would be a little difficult. Someone already give me experience. Did you give yourself experience? Did anybody give him experience? I didn't do so. I didn't touch you.
No.
Alright, yeah, go ahead.
Your experience should be at 17 unless you plan to spend it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, it should be at
18.
because I gave you the bonus XP.
18. Bonus swimming experience.
And poor Ralph thinks he modest. Oh man. He's probably gonna wake up and have no fucking idea how the clothes got on his body. Oh man.
Alright.
As he tried to serenade a lamppost.
Alright, time to save the table finally. There. There we go. Okay. Alright, well. Well, since we have... Actually, Kyrio, you know what you've never done? You're actually here quite late. I guess you didn't have to make dinner today. Which is good. Kyrio, you know what? I'm going to give you the honors. Because I don't think you've done... Pizza! See, I want some... I'm going to get some pizza tomorrow, I think. I actually think I'll do that. There's actually a place... I just have to walk 2 blocks out of my neighborhood, and the immediate thing in the business area, the business street, is a pizza place, so... Yes, you get to flip the table. You've never flipped the table. Ooh, my computer's gonna explode. Yay! Yeah, it kinda does explode briefly. Ah, cool! It ended right at the end of the song. Do, 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 and then the radio died. That was perfect. I could not have timed that better.
Good.
Alright, that was a fun session, though. So I guess I should note a few things just for those where our next session will be October 30th. This is fine, but there is a bit of trouble that brings me. It's a personal trouble. It doesn't cause anyone. It doesn't trouble anyone else. But basically, let me put it this way: Tuesday I have a stream, which is the 29th. Wednesday we have Pokerole, which is a stream for me. And then Thursday would normally be a break day after 2 streams, but Thursday is Halloween. I am absolutely streaming Halloween, so I have to stream that day, and then I have to stream Friday the next day after that, because that's a stream day. So in other words, I
have a slightly shorter day.
What's that?
We can have a slightly shorter session.
No. Actually, well, look, even when we have a longer session, that's still a shorter session than my normal streaming. It's fine. I don't want to shorten Pokerole at all. I will try my best to be starting. I'm going to try my best to start us at 6 p.m. Instead of 7 or 6:30. 7 has been our normal lately, which is fine, but I'm sorry about that. I think Tubby was ready at 6:30. I was ready at 7, basically. The reason that we didn't start at 6:30 or 7 was because I just had some things I had to do. I actually had been spending a couple hours just getting set up, so I was trying to be on time, but it just didn't work out. But next session, I should be able to be on time, barring anything weird happening. So I had to do some important things before this session. So, but yeah. And also, I guess I should note that Friday will be probably another Howler for an hour, because I have some games I really want to play. But also, tomorrow, Thursday, there might be a random little casual stream being done as well. That's an off-schedule thing. Just because I've been enjoying Shin Megami Tensei Reimagined quite a bit, and I might pop back into that and try to farm a dog collar for my character. So, Yeah, I might just stream that. If I'm gonna play it, I'll stream it just because why the hell not? But yeah, I might or might not. I might just not play tomorrow. It depends. But yeah. So anyways, I will see you guys either tomorrow for our bonus thing or more officially Friday for Howl for an Hour. And thank you for coming. And as always, next Pokerole will be in 2 weeks. So yeah. Yay. You guys want to say anything parting? Whoever's still on the call? Which is probably just... Actually, wow, everybody's in the call except for Eragon. Normally everybody splits by now.
I should actually go and sleep, because I have to be at work at 6 a.m.
Go sleep, Car. Go sleep.
Night.
See you later, also an alligator. Kyrio.
Have a good night, everyone.
You too, Car. Great session.
I'm glad you all enjoyed. I hope Eragon enjoyed too. I know it was very...
Very, very tired boy, but he definitely enjoyed.
Yeah, that was very amusing. Ralph will probably go back to being the air quotes smart one next time, but that was just too great to not.
Yeah. All right, stream goers, you guys have a good night. I will see you guys in a day or two, depending on what I decide to do. See you guys later. Okay, sorry. I briefly muted you because